as your Sooner to watch today as well? You going somewhere else?
It'd be easy. He's been hitting the ball at a really good pace. But I went with Dawson Willis last night. He was 2 for 4. So
good call.
But I'd like to see him keep going. So I'd like to just highlight him again tonight.
Dawson Willis is your Sooner to watch, presented by Riverwind Casino, and a look at your umpiring crew is presented by Cavens Group. If you have a water emergency or mold issue at your home, give Cavens Group a call at 405-573-3048. Available 24 hours a day. Brandon Meisen is our home plate umpire. Mark Anthony Edwards is down at first with Mike Morris out at second base, and Sean Arthur is our third base umpire. And we probably buried the lead here, and that's not a good thing since weather is sponsored by a news agency, and that is News 9.
Right.
And that is that we've got a departure as we had a south wind yesterday. Today it's out of the north, 15 to 20 miles per hour. If you have stepped outside, you're aware of that. But, Rich, how does that impact things?
Well, offensively, you're going to have to keep the ball out of the air because, playing in this ballpark, I played here 4 years, and when the wind's blowing out of the north, you hit that ball in the air, it's just going to hold up. So you need to think ground ball, line drive in order to get some hits.
Weather for the day is presented by News 9. You can watch the Oklahoma weather expert, David Payne, only on Oklahoma's own News 9. Jason Lazo is in to lead things off against Landon Victorian, who gets his first Sooner start today. Freshman out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, very highly recruited player. First pitch is swung on and fouled off on the first base side. Lazo is in from the left side, has a swing and a miss at that pitch, and is quickly 0-2. So the wind blowing into the face of the players that's at the back of the pitchers. It's a pitcher's type of a day, let's be honest about it. And it's going to impact everything hit in the air. Like this one, popped up, third base side. And Willis kind of ventured back a couple of steps, and then Dawson Willis came in to squeeze it about midway between third base and shortstop for the first out.
Yeah, like you're saying, like I was saying a minute ago, when I say ground ball, I don't mean like a bounding ground ball. You should be thinking ground ball that's with backspin that's going to land out there towards the dirt or just past the bases. So you think ground ball, miss line drive instead of think line drive, miss fly ball.
That'll bring in the shortstop, Bryce Hughes. Right-handed batter against the Sooner right-hander, Landon Victorian. One away and the base is clear in the first. First pitch is a fastball outside. Looks like low 90s so far from Landon Victorian.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. He threw a good changeup to Lazo in that first at bat. See if he comes back with some more here.
1-0 pitch, just a little bit outside to Hughes. Hughes 0 for 3 yesterday, struck out. 194 hitter on the year. And the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, a pop-up. First base side wind's going to blow this one over the first base dugout and onto the berm. Now that ball, not kidding you, it starts over the Texas Southern dugout on the first base side. And by the time it's done, it's about 30 feet past where it began.
Yeah, when you want to learn how to catch fly balls, you come play at OU.
So back to the box we come. Bryce Hughes. Hughes is a freshman out of Baytown, Texas. He's a transfer from Nebraska, 5'9", 185. Lone win this year for Texas Southern came against Prairie View A&M. He had the walk-off hit in that one. 1-7 are the Tigers. This one misses inside. Breaking pitch. 3-1 now to Bryce Hughes. Landon Victorian was the number 2 right-handed pitcher coming out of high school in the state of Louisiana. The number 3 overall prospect. As this one is hit in the air, launched down the right field line. Wind is going to blow this one well out of play and into the Texas Southern bullpen. So a full count here. But Victorian, very heavily recruited. Sooners were able to sneak in and get him. LSU wanted him as well. Skip Johnson wants to give him and several other youngsters a look today. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Bryce Hughes. And this one is line foul out of play on the first base side. So we'll get another look at the 3-2 pitch from Landon Victorian. This Oklahoma pitching staff, Rich, has been very good. 2.80 ERA. It's only 8th in the SEC. You would figure it to be a little higher, but
yeah, the SEC's loaded.
A roller in between the first baseman, Taki, and the first base bag, and it trickles out into foul ground in the right field line. Christensen picks it up and slings it back in, but it's going to be a double down the right field line on a 3-2 pitch to Bryce Hughes. And a good start for the Tigers here this afternoon.
Like we were talking about, the SEC is loaded, but I think OU's probably played a better schedule than 90% of the teams in the league so far. Playing Minnesota and highly ranked Oregon State and Virginia, and coming away with wins against really good teams.
We'll give you the full SEC scoreboard as we roll through proceedings. Sooners not the lone unbeaten in the SEC. Alabama, South Carolina, Florida, Tennessee, they are also unbeaten. And now we've got our umpires over to take a look at something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The ball was fair for sure. I'm not sure exactly what they're looking at.
Now, once we get to SEC play, the reviews will be a little bit different. But here for a non-SEC game, this is what's called curbside replay on non-SEC games. They'll bring Hawkeye into play, where they've got 6 cameras stationed throughout the playing field to kind of help with replays later on. But these are as we said, I don't know, it kind of sounds like you're headed to Sonic or something with the curbside reviews.
Chili's curbside pickup.
That sounds good to me. And I can't imagine what that would be. So they are calling the base runner out. And without the benefit of any kind of a replay, Rich, I can't imagine what that would be. Can you?
I don't know, and maybe he missed first base. It might be the only thing I can think of.
Perhaps missed first base, and the Sooners apply the tag, and we don't have the benefit of a replay to be able to tell you what that is. So no double, instead it's an out. So it'll go as a base hit, but then caught out at second base. So the bases are empty and 2 gone now for Jaden Jones. Jaden Jones in from the right side. The second baseman, 5'11", 185. He's a grad student out of Riverside, California. He pulls this one in between third and short for a base hit as he turns on it and drives it out into left field. Jaden Jones with the 2-out single to left keeps the inning going here for the Tigers.
Now back for the Tigers, third baseman number 17, Jaden Flores.
So in the first inning, we get it was not a review that was asked for by either coach. It was an umpire-initiated review.
Yeah,
And the base runner, Bryce Hughes, was called out at second base. After everything was clean, there wasn't a close play anywhere. The only thing we could figure is he missed first base on his way by. There's a check swing by Jaden Flores, right-hand batting third baseman. And a strike is called by the plate umpire, Brandon Meisen. 0-1 to Flores. Flores, a .318 hitter on the year. 4 doubles. He's got 7 hits and 22 trips to the plate, and he's driven in 4 runs for the Tigers. The 0-1 popped up toward left field. Long run coming in for Trey Gamble. In fact, it blows all the way back to the infield for the shortstop Jackson Willis, and the inning is over. So the Sooners do give up a couple of hits, but a man left on base. There's no score. Headed to the home half of the first inning in North spot, followed by the shortstop Jackson Willis, and then left fielder Trey Gamble. If anybody reaches, then we'll see the catcher Easton Carmichael. They will face Kayvon Brazil. The left-hander's completed his warm-up tosses. Works full-time out of the stretch, though he is a starting pitcher, and a lefty-to-righty matchup to get us started with no score in the home half of the first inning. Walk shows bunt. Takes a pitch for a called strike. Brazil, 25.07 the ERA. He's 0-2. 3 appearances. This is his second start. 4 2/3 innings, and he has given up 13 earned runs. But he's out in front of the Sooner center fielder Jason Walk, who's batting .393. 9 runs scored, 11 hits, 4 doubles for Walk. He's driven in 5 runs. And the 0-2 in the air, swatted foul out of play toward the parking lot over on the first base side. It'll stay 0-2 to Jason Walk. What a catalyst. And you think about Jason Walk a season ago, Rich, just trying to find playing time. John Spikerman had an injury. He got more playing time and just took advantage of it. Found himself as a regular.
Yeah, he did a great job last season filling in for Spike when he was injured, and and played really well, for a young freshman. And he's officially taken over center field, and I think his confidence is only going to grow from here.
0-2 pitch is low. Ball and 2 strikes. Foul tip here keeps him alive, and the count will stay at 1-2. So we've got mostly overcast skies. There is still a good deal of blue, though, scattered amongst, and the sun breaks out from behind those clouds periodically. Not too bad out there, and I love the 4 o'clock start. You know, you can get out to the game. You get about 3 hours in, and as Walk goes to the opposite field, shoots this one through between first and second base out into right field. It'll be played by Tyler Legendre out there, but it's a leadoff single for Jason Walk.
Yeah, good piece of 2-strike hitting right there. Let the ball travel. He just hammers it through the 4-hole between first and second.
Fell behind 0-2 and still able to deliver. The leadoff single is Walk, and that'll bring Jackson Willits to the plate. Jackson homered and tripled yesterday, his 3rd home run of the season. And now we got the plate umpire Brandon Meisen out.
Guess he wants to look at the ball.
Yeah, umpires at any point, umpires or the opposing dugout can, and I'm not saying this is what it was, but they can check you for foreign substances. They can check the baseball, and sometimes they just want to get the pitcher comfortable with the baseball he's using. Walk has a substantial lead over at first, probably about 6 or 7 steps. First pitch to Willits, misses downstairs, 1-0. Jackson started all 8 games this year, 3 home runs, 9 runs driven in. Also has a double and a triple. There's we'll call that the C move to first base by Brazil. He's kind of lobbing it over.
Just to show me. Well, he had a quick slide step on the first pitch, so we'll see if he keeps that up.
Walk is 3 out of 5 in the stolen base department. And the 1-0 misses outside. 2-0 to Jackson Willits. Sooners have stolen 19 bases in 24 attempts. Both numbers are 3rd in the SEC, steals and attempts. And they only stole 1 in their 3-game series down in Round Rock. There's strike 1 to Willits.
Well, and that's part of the pressure that, this offense puts on pitchers and defenses, their ability to run, get guys moving, put balls in play, and, uncover some holes.
Brazil set. Kind of had Walk going back. This one is smashed to right field. Retreating as Legendre reaches up at the warning track. Just kind of sticks his hand up and makes the catch. Walk was nearly to second base already. He has to go gliding back and then sliding into first base. And he's able to get back there. So it's a line drive to straightaway right field by Willits for the first out. But he scalded that ball.
Yeah, that ball was hit well. And that's just, you saw Legendre kind of misplay that ball a little bit, and that's due to the wind. I'm sure they're not used to playing in this kind of wind down there in Houston.
Only when there's an impending storm coming from the Gulf do they have winds like this, I think, in Houston. As Trey Gamble stands in here for the Sooners. Sooners wearing the crisp cream uniforms with the old school numerals. It's a little lighter than the deep crimson, it looks like. I like it. They had the clean white unis on yesterday for that victory. As this pitch misses outside to Trey Gamble.
Yeah, the cream is one of my favorites, even when I was coaching here. But that uniform and hat yesterday, I like the hat with the white panel and the crimson interlocking OU on the front.
I'm not a big uniform superstitions guy, as this pitch is in there to Gamble, and the count is 1-1. Are you wear? And I'm not talking about the real silliness where I put my right sock on ahead of my left. I'm just talking about if we wear that uniform, keep winning it until we lose.
Yeah, I mean, usually that you don't really figure that out until about halfway through the season.
Good point.
I think when in 2013, we wore whites. White on Friday, pinstripe Saturday, and the creams on Sundays.
2-1 pitch here to Gamble. Smash to straightaway center field. Charging back goes Kelton Phillips. Wynn's going to hold it up and blow it away from him, but he makes the catch. Once again, Jason Walk had run all the way to second base. I think he even was past it, had to re-tag second before going back to first. It is 2 down. Sooners have hit the ball very hard, and I would venture to say that yesterday those would both be extra base hits. Would you agree, Rich?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say the same thing. That ball's easily over the head of the center fielder Phillips, and Willits is probably off the wall as well.
But it is 2 down with walk at first base, and Easton Carmichael will get the at-bat here. Hits this one hard on the ground right at the shortstop Hughes. He'll flip to second in the force play there. Scooped up by the second baseman, Jaden Jones. Inning is over. Sooners no runs on 1 hit. Jason Walk left stranded at first base. We'll go to the second here in Norman. The Sooners and the Tigers of Texas of the game. To nominate a Patriot, visit bobmooreford.com/hero. And also by Riverwind Casino. Their newly remodeled gaming floor has almost 3,000 of your favorite games, complemented by a variety of bars, restaurants, and the best live music in the metro. It's no surprise that Riverwind is always a good time. No score as we head to the top of inning number 2. Evan Jobert, right-handed batting left fielder, leads things off for the Tigers of Texas Southern. And he squibs the first pitch from Landon Victorian foul back behind home plate. Jobert, then Jonathan Trejo, and Tyler Legendre, the 3 scheduled hitters for Texas Southern. Tigers have 2 hits. The Sooners have 1. Nothing pushed across in the runs category for either squad. And the 0-1 tapped foul, and it's 0-2. Sooners won 15-4 yesterday. 7-0 starts, the best since 2013 when they started 10-0. Here's the 0-2 to Jobert. Lifts this one, foul and out of play, and the count remains 0-2. You remember the 2013 10-0 start, Rich?
Yeah, that was a great team. I was assistant coach on that team. We had a lot of good players and a really good pitching staff.
Big leaguers pitching. The 0-2 pitch is a breaking pitch outside from Victorian. You talk about Dylan Overton, John Gray, and Stephen Okerts. Stephen Okerts had a long big league career. Kind of doing the same thing he did when he was in Norman, right?
Yeah, just consistent. You know, it helps being, left-handed in the big leagues. There's always a spot for a big left-hander who throws hard.
This pitch fouled off by Evan Jobert. Count remains 1-2. Skip Johnson stating this to be a Johnny Holstaff day, pitching staff-wise. Certainly Victorian will get this inning, and we'll see how many more. This pitch called a little bit off the outside edge. It'll go to 2-2. And Landon Victorian kicks and deals. This one fouled back to the back screen. Landon Victorian was also a football player in high school at Alfred M. Barbie High School in Lake Charles. But with the look of this right arm, I think he made the right choice, Rich.
Yeah, he's solid, and he doesn't look like he's really built like a football player. He looks like a pitcher.
Another 2-2. This one also outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We'll get you all updated with what's happening around the SEC as we move along. This is a fairly light day, honestly, for a Wednesday. This is one of only 5 games around the league today. Victorian's 3-2. Check swing. He went around. The pitch is down low in the turf. Carmichael will pick it up and throw down to Taki, who has to leap high and keep that ball from going down the right field line. It will be a strikeout. A little bit of an adventure on the throw down to first base, but 1 away. That's the first strikeout for Landon Victorian today.
Yeah, I like what I've seen from Victorian so far. He's thrown a lot of strikes.
Base is empty. 1 away. No score here in the top of the second. And the batter is Jonathan Trejo. He takes a strike from Victorian. Trejo had 2 hits yesterday. 2 for 3. Drove in a couple of runs. Takes this next pitch, a fastball that misses. And the count is even at 1-1. Shows bunt, does bunt, but it's foul as it scoots back directly behind home plate, and the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, so try to drag bunt there, but you better make it a good one with Dawson down there at third.
Dawson Willis was the Division II National Defensive Player of the Year at LSU Eunice last season. And we have seen him back up that reputation this year as this pitch is upstairs to Trejo. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He does have you look out there and you kind of think Peyton Graham, maybe not quite as tall, but has that similar lean, tall frame.
Same build and covers a lot of ground, especially for a corner spot.
This pitch is fouled out of play by Trejo. Count stays at 2-2 to the Texas Southern first baseman. And the 2-2, just a tad bit outside. The count goes full. Victorian and Easton Carmichael are wanting that outside edge, but that's a couple of times now in this inning that Brandon Meisen has not given it to them. Just got to know what the home plate umpire wants. The payoff pitch misses inside. First walk of the afternoon for either team is a 1-out free pass to Jonathan Trejo. Third base runner of the game for the Tigers, and it gets Tyler Legendre, the right fielder, to the plate. Legendre drove in 2 runs with a base hit in yesterday's game. Dayton Taki, the first baseman, over to hold against the runner. And Legendre swings and misses at the first pitch. That ball popped out of Carmichael's glove, but only rolled a couple of feet away from him. And so Trejo will stay put.
Yeah, he had to try to make a quick exchange, maybe throw behind Trejo down there at first base, but kind of bobbled a little bit.
Dawson Willis even with the bag down at third, maybe a step or 2 behind it, actually, and he is well off the bag. This pitch misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Taki is not right on the bag. He is probably a half a step to a step in front of the bag down there at first as he holds against Trejo. And the 1-1.
There it is again.
Man, that's about 3 times.
Yeah.
I'll give him this. If that's where Carmichael wants it, he's painted it each time. It's not getting the call. And 2 balls and a strike to Tyler Legendre. The 2-1 is right through there. So the count is all square. Legendre, a 400 hitter on the year so far. Texas Southern batting .248 as a team through their first 8 games. And the 2-2 reached out and just poked it, popped it up. First base side in fair ground about midway between home and first base. The first baseman Dayton Taki makes the put away, and that's out number 2. So Trejo will have to stay at first base. As Legendre looked like chased the zone a little bit, got himself out.
Yeah, it was a good pitch, good breaking pitch by Victorian there. I like his arm action on his breaking ball. He's got a quick arm, quick release.
The number 8 batter, Elijah Rodriguez, the catcher, is in with 2 down, a runner at first base. No score between the Sooners and Texas Southern as Victorian throws over to first. There is activity out in Skip Johnson's bullpen. Bo Sampson, who you heard the head coach say he would like to get a look at, but that lefty warming up. I think if you're not at least 6'3", you're not allowed to be on this pitching staff. It seems that way.
Yeah,
Sampson is 6'6".
Got some big guys.
The stretch from Victorian. Good-looking breaking pitch, and a snap throw is a 1-hop throw down to first that's smothered by Dayton Taki. And back in time is Trejo. 0-1 the count. Rodriguez making just his 2nd start of the year. Rifles this one through the right side into right field. The runner Trejo has a look. He slips down, rounding the bag at second, and has to make a headfirst dive back to the bag. So a base hit through the right side by Rodriguez. Trejo thought about going to third, but Sam Christensen cleanly played it. And then on that turf, it can be a little bit slippery sometimes. And Trejo rounded the bag and slipped down.
Yeah, probably good job not going. I mean, the last thing you want to do is make the first or third out at third base.
That's the third hit already for the Tigers. 2 down and runners at first and second here in the second for Kelton Phillips, the center fielder. He's a right-handed batter, squares to bunt, does bunt. It is a 2-hopper, barehanded by the pitcher Victorian. His throw to first is in time. It was taken by the first baseman, Dayton Taki. So a 2-out bunt by Kelton Phillips goes awry. And Landon Victorian, if his day is done, it was a solid outing. There were no runs on 1 hit and 2 men left for Texas Southern in the top of the second. Still no score, and the home half of inning number 2 is coming up. Sooner Baseball is brought to you by the OU Community Cornerstone Partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E.
Whether it's a new install or repair work, let Mark and his team at Van Hoos Fence be your trusted resource.
Call us today at 405-735-1167.
Save yourself from Googling it up. Go to vhfence.com. They will work with you in a great way.
Sooner Baseball is brought to you by the Sooner Kids Club. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Sooner Kids Club, presented by OG&E. Brought to you in part by Orthodontics, exclusively Mathis Home and Devon Energy. Easton Carmichael, or Sam Christensen, I should say, at the plate to start the Sooner half of the second inning. Big left-handed batter takes this pitch low and away, and the count is even at 1-1 to Sam Christensen. Christensen 3 for 3 with a home run yesterday and drove in 3 runs. Stacking up some numbers already. Lefty-lefty matchup here against Kayvon Brazil. And the next one misses low and away, 2-1.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He's got a really good idea of the zone with the 14 walks, team lead. I think it's the SEC lead. But he can really swing it and gets good pitches to hit.
The 2-1 is pulled foul. Send the count to 2-2. You are right, Rich. He leads the SEC in walks with 14, and he's tied for second in doubles with 3. Second in on-base percentage. .656 is his on-base percentage. And more than that, he just looks like he can hit when he stands in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's opposing. We talked a little bit about it last night. He kind of reminds me of Madron.
Yeah.
The way, his stance and his presence in the box.
Pitch misses down and away. Full count to Sam Christensen. Brazil deals, and this one is rolled fairly slowly to the second baseman, Jones. Had to double clutch because the first baseman, Trejo, didn't get to first in time. And indeed, Sam Christensen will be safe. So, Rich, kind of an in-betweener there between the first baseman, Trejo, and the second baseman, Jones. Trejo thought he might try to go and play it, and because of that, he didn't get back to cover first base in time.
Yeah, and that's on the pitcher. Anything to the right side, he's got to be sprinting over there in case the first baseman can't get there. And he was caught watching the play.
And so Christensen gets credit for the base hit on that one. Second Sooner hit. They also had a leadoff single by Jason Walk in the first inning. See if they can do something with this leadoff hit. And if we saw the C move of Brazil earlier, that was the D move. He almost lifted a leg to kind of lollipop that one over to first base.
I don't think he has a good one in there at all, just from what I've seen so far.
Kyle Branch, the batter here for the Sooners. Right-handed hitter, takes this one a little bit low and away. Red hot start for Kyle Branch, leading the Sooners with a .481 batting average, which is third best in the SEC. 13 hits. Had 2 hits yesterday. The 1-0. Hit hard back up the middle, backhanded and snared by Jones, the second baseman. He'll flip to the shortstop, Hughes, but Hughes' throw to first is too high for Trejo, who had to come off the bag just to go up and save an error there. And so Branch beats the rap at first. Christensen is retired at second base for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Branch again, he scalded that ball. I mean, if that's a couple feet either way of the second baseman Jones there, that's a hit.
So Branch is at first, and Jones, he got to that ball, and then it's hit so hard he just kind of reached down and tried to snare it more than anything.
Yeah, good job picking that ball. Ball was hit so hard he couldn't really play for a hop. He just had to get the hop that came to him.
So with one away and a runner at first base, here's Dayton Taki, the Sooner first baseman. Lefty-lefty matchup with Brazil. Branch, the runner at first, and a first pitch strike to Dayton Taki. Taki, the 6'2", 230-pound junior from Fort Worth, Weatherford High School, just to the west of the DFW Metroplex. And there's a lob over to first by Brazil. Taki was 1 for 2 with the run scored in yesterday's matchup with the Tigers. And the 0-1, almost a pitch out there. Rodriguez, the catcher, up out of his crouch.
Yeah, that ball's in the right-hander batter's box.
This one is ripped through the hole in between first and second. A base hit to right field. Legendre, the right fielder, up with it quickly. And so the runner, Branch, has to hug tight at second base as the throw comes in behind him. But Dayton Taki has the second Sooner hit of the inning and the third of the afternoon. Runners at first and second and one away with no score in the second.
Yeah, Brazil just left that one hanging, and Taki, he turned on it. Like you said, he ripped it into right field.
RBI opportunity here for Drew Dickerson now. The Sooner right-hand batting DH. Scott Mudler is a little bit under the weather, and so he's away from the team today. And Easton Carmichael catching. Dickerson getting the chance to DH today. This is his first start. And Skip Johnson wanting to see some of these young guys as well.
Yeah, he had a hit last night, pinch hit.
His first hit as a Sooner. First pitch is in there, called strike from Brazil. There go both runners. The pitch is pulled into the hole. It's short. Backhanding it is the shortstop, Hughes. His throw to first is not on time. The runners were both on the move, and they will stay put as the ball stayed on the infield. So it's an infield hit for Drew Dickerson, this third Sooner hit of the inning, and the bases are full with one out for Dawson Willis.
Yeah, I thought Rayleigh might send him there even on that ground ball. It was deep in the hole to the shortstop, and if you run down the line with the base runner, you see him start to throw it to first. He's not going to have anything on it running away from first base. He probably could have scored right there.
What an opportunity here for Dawson Willis. Bases loaded and one away. Infield is edged in at first base inside the bag. It's back a little bit with Flores down at third, as they might just concede a run to try to get a double play here if they could. First pitch is fouled up the third baseline by Willis. Willis batting .240. He's driven in 6 runs. Big chance here. 0-1 pitch is outside from Brazil. No score. Sooners have 4 hits. Texas Southern has 3. Bottom of the second inning and one away. Wind blowing in on what's a fully overcast day now at Eldale Mitchell. This pitch is fouled back. Good rip there by Willis. Ball was a little bit up in the zone. He fouls it straight back. Dawson Willis, the junior out of Ruston, Louisiana, as we told you, came through LSU Eunice, Division II Defensive Player of the Year. This pitch is down and away. 2-2. This feels like an important pitch in the grand scheme of things here, Rich.
Yeah, I think so. 2-2, you got to fill up the zone, so Willis hopefully can put a good swing on it.
Outfield is deep in right with Legendre, and straightaway and a little bit shallow in center and in left. This is a bouncing ball up the middle. It's taken by the shortstop. Hughes behind the bag. He flips it to Jones to get the force play, but racing in to score the first Sooner run is Kyle Branch. So it will be an RBI for Dawson Willis. 2 down in the inning. And that ground ball nets just the force play at second base. The Sooners grab a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, he just chopped that over the pitcher's head, but he runs too well. And any kind of slow ground ball, Willis is going to beat that out at first base. He's a good runner.
So Kyle Branch scores the run on the fielder's choice ground ball by Willis, and it's back to the top of the order for Jason Walk with runners at the corners and 2 down. Sooners lead it 1-0. There's that lob over to first by Brazil. Dayton Taki is the runner at third, and Dawson Willis is down at first base. It's a run on 3 hits in the inning, but the Sooners would like to get more. Walk shows bunt. And this pitch is taken outside. 2-0. Jason Walk had a base hit into right field his first time up today. Averages up to 414. 5 runs driven in on the year. There goes Willis from first. There will be no throws. The pitch is low and taken by Rodriguez.
Yeah, good jump by Willis there. He just went first move with the left-hander. Let's see if we can get a 2-out hit here.
So second and third with 2 down and a 3-0 count on Walk. First base is open. 2 for 2 in stolen bases this year now is Willis. And the 3-0 pitch, Walk takes, and it's a 4-pitch walk to the Sooner leadoff man, Jason Walk, who's been on base twice today. That loads the bases with 2 down. Sooner Baseball brought to you by your neighborhood Brahms ice cream and dairy stores. Hungry? Head to Brahms after the game for a bacon cheeseburger and milkshake made with Brahms A2 fresh milk. Brahms, proud partner of Sooner Athletics. What a chance to blow it open. Maynot could have a better hitter at the plate right now than Jackson Willis. He had a triple and a double yesterday. 3 home runs on the year for the Sooner shortstop. First pitch to him. A little more of a 3/4 sidearm delivery by Brazil, and he missed outside with it, 1-0.
Yeah, he'll be sitting dead red right here. First pitch off speed.
Jackson Willis with the bases loaded and 2 down in the second. That one also misses outside.
Yeah,
Cannot tell if there's activity, Rich, out in the Texas Southern bullpen.
We can't see with the net up there, but
well, that's a good problem because that displays all of the regionals and College World Series appearances, and it's a gigantic net to hold all those appearances, many of which you are partially responsible for, I might add.
Yeah, I went to 3 of them, my freshman year, junior year, and senior year, and obviously we won it in 94, my junior year.
92, 94, 95 for you.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What happened the 4th year?
We lost to
Willett swings and skies one on the infield. The second baseman, Jones, calls for it. The wind's all over it, but it won't matter. It's a bases-loaded pop-up induced by Kayvon Brazil, and the Sooners leave the bases loaded in the second. But they get a run on 3 hits. There were no errors, and as we said, the bases left loaded. Oklahoma leads Texas Southern 1-0 as we move to the third. Sooner Baseball brought to you by our OU Community Cornerstone partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics can help. Mention this ad and get 10% off your interior or exterior painting from Serta Pro Painters. Call 405-990-8521. And we see the big freshman left-hander Bo Sampson. He replaces Landon Victorian, who went 2 innings and gave no runs on 3 hits. Top of the lineup, Jason Lazo in. He popped up to third, his first time up for the Tigers. And the first pitch is too tall. Upstairs from Bo Sampson. Bo Sampson, sophomore, went to Salt Lake Community College, originally out of St. George, Utah. 6'6", 236 pounds. This is a lefty-lefty matchup. 91-mile-an-hour fastball misses outside. It's 3-0 to Lazo. The DH stands in the back of the box, really crouches down. Not a big guy to begin with. And when he gets squatted down, the strike zone is pretty diminutive. Yet, Sampson finds it this time, and it's 2-1 to Lazo. Sun is completely covered at this juncture of the day, but the wind continues to blow in, and there's ball 4. So that is the second walk issued by the Sooners today. One by Victorian and one here by Bo Sampson. No activity out in the bullpen. We'll just see how Skip chooses to play it. As Bryce Hughes, the shortstop, stands in. He doubled and then was called out at second base his first time up. The referee, or the umpires, I should say, went and reviewed the play and then called him out as he was standing at second base. This time he bunts, pushed back towards Sampson. His only play is going to be first base. The big lefty pivots around to the right, and whips it over to Dayton Taki, the first baseman, for the first out. A sacrifice by Bryce Hughes sends Lazo into scoring position with the potential tying run for the Tigers. One down, and Jaden Jones will be the batter. Still no clarification on that play.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I sent out a text, but still haven't heard anything back.
Jaden Jones had a base hit his first time up. Right-handed batter, pulls this one to third. It's fair. Backhanded right at the bag by Willis. Looks the runner back, fires to first to get the out. Ooh. The return throw by Taki is a strike, and the runner at third is out. Beautiful defensive play by the Sooners. Willis made a great throw to get the out. Then he scampered back to the bag to take the throw from Taki and get the second out. Now the
I think
Tigers want this reviewed, right?
Yeah. I thought he might have beaten it, but it's a pretty tough angle from up here.
So for now, it's a 5-3-5 double play, but we have a McIntyre Law official review. McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all of your personal injury needs. So this is the curbside review. They just kind of step inside the camera weld on the end.
The crew chief alone should be the only guy, I think, to go in there, unless it was his call.
Oh, that's a lot on the chief. I might like to have a second eye if I'm the chief.
That's why you're the crew chief.
That's a good point.
That's why they get paid the big bucks.
So our McIntyre Law review continues here, and we don't have the benefit of a replay in the booth, but what I will say is what a great play by Dawson Willis. Again, they have adjudicated it. They are signaling up to us. It is safe at third base. So the Sooners get the force play at first on Jaden Jones, but Lazo is able to make it to third. He'll be there with two down, and the inning will continue here for Jaden Flores. That's two reviews and two reversals. We had the play at second base that was originally adjudicated, the mystery play, we are now dubbing it, and now we've got this one. But this is why we have replays, Rich.
Yeah,
I mean, they got to get it right.
Yeah, and I like it. It's a lot of judgment calls, but being able to have the replay to get the plays right, I think really helps the game.
So the inning will continue for Jaden Flores, who popped up to the Sooner shortstop Jackson Willits, hit a fly ball, towering fly ball toward left, and the wind just blew it back into the infield. Tried to hold up on a fastball at the belt from Sampson, but he went around, and it is 0-1. Jaden Flores is out of Dallas, transferred in from Pratt Community College. There's a good-looking fastball at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-2. The runner at third is Lazo. Sooners lead 1-0, 2 down in the top of the third. And the pitch is too tall to Flores. Flores batting .304. He's driven in 4 runs. Bo Sampson, the 6'6" lefty, is the second Sooner pitcher of the day. And his 1-2, down and in. Sampson's 2-2, outside, full count. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sooner outfield shaded toward right, as you might imagine, with the wind so gusty, blowing it toward the right field corner. Really, it's blowing toward the first base dugout, blowing it back to the infield. And we get the payoff pitch. Fouled out of play. Kind of a looping foul ball over on the first base side. Sooner Baseball is brought to you by our Eat, Stay, Play partners. Visit Norman, Cup Pop, Midway Deli, and Norman NCED. Visit Soonersports.com for more information. So another payoff pitch headed home to Flores, and he walked him up and in. Second walk of the inning issued by Bo Sampson, the third by Sooner pitching today. And it'll be runners at the corners for Evan Jobert, the left fielder. Mentioned this is one of 5 games going on around the SEC today. Your SEC scoreboard is presented by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. As Jobert stands in with runners at the corners and 2 down, takes the first pitch. And it's downstairs. You got Morehead State at Kentucky. Number 6, Georgia, visiting Georgia State. Little later on at 5:30 Central, North Florida at 8th-ranked Florida. Gators won the first of those two yesterday. And then you got number 2 LSU at number 19 DBU. As a fly ball goes into left center field, Walk has plenty of real estate out there. And the Sooners center fielder reels it in off the bat of Evan Jobert. 2 more men left. In fact, they were stranded at the corners. The runners left at first and third. No runs across for the Tigers in the top of the third. Sooners on top 1-0. And this is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
You expect your home to protect everything you love.
To explore all we have to offer, Norman Parks and Recreation, where Norman plays.
Alongside former Sooner great Rich Hills, I'm Chad McKee, filling in for Toby Rowland today. Elldale Mitchell Park on this overcast Wednesday. The Oklahoma Sooners trying to get off to an 8-0 start, hosting the Texas Southern Tigers. Sooners lead 1-0 as the home half of the third rolls in, as does Trey Gamble, who hit a fly ball to the center fielder Kelton Phillips his first time. It's a lefty-lefty matchup with Kayvon Brazile. First pitch is downstairs to Trey Gamble. Brazile back with another and deals that one at the knees for strike 1. Trey Gamble batting .368, 4 runs driven in for him. Stands at the back of the box, right up near the line at the batter's box, and sprays this one foul, towering over the left side of the net behind home plate. Pretty good representation out on the burn in left field over into left center on either side of the scoreboard. And 3 guys in section 405 today. The really cool club-type seating area installed this year after great success in the postseason last year, as Gamble sends a fly ball to the left fielder Jobert. Easy play for him for the first out here in the third inning. So 1 away here in the third. Yeah, that area out there in right field, the 405 section. By the way, they're going to offer $10 tickets this weekend for the CSUN Series. Make your plans to get out here. That is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock on Sunday. First pitch fastball here to Easton Carmichael is in there for a strike. Easton grounded out to the shortstop Bryce Hughes his first time. Kayvon Brazile, the lefty, up to his 46th pitch of the game, set to come home. And that breaking pitch got away from him. Outside in the left-handed batter's box. 1-1 to Easton Carmichael.
Yeah, like you're saying, it'd be nice to be able to fill up that section 405.
Carmichael waves through this one, 1-2.
Have some people out there get on some opposing outfielders.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what it's all about?
I remember when I played, we had the right field homies out there sitting up there on couches and stuff. They used to heckle outfielders all the time.
This one to Carmichael is in. But the thing about having the seats out there, you can sit on the berm, but that's quite a ways removed from the field of play.
Yeah, that's...
You got to be really loud, which as the game goes on, you probably get a little louder. As Carmichael pulls this one to third, 2 hopper to Flores, couple of pumps, throws low to first, but Trejo hangs on to it for out number 2. But this section, it's a little bit elevated, so you can see over the
right
fence.
Right on the fence, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, you get some people out there and learn how to rag on some outfielders. That'd be great.
Maybe you could teach a class in that.
Yeah, we could.
Maybe
I could charge for that.
I think you should. A little bit like batting lessons,
right?
heckling lessons.
Yeah.
Well, you not just as a player, as Sam Christensen stands in and takes the first pitch strike, but as a coach. Did you notice the heckling more as a player or a coach?
More as a coach, because you're just, you're not always, for me, I was a shortstop.
0-1 pitch is cut on and missed here by Christensen.
So you're in the middle of the field. You can't hear a whole lot, but as a first and third base coach, you're right up next to the crowd, so you hear a lot more.
I'm going to ask you the most colorful thing that you heard as a coach from the stands, but not now, because Christensen waves through that pitch, And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Kayvon Brazil. First 1-2-3 inning for either pitcher today. And the Sooners maintain a 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the fourth inning. Sooner Baseball is brought to you by our community cornerstone partners. They include Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics, one with you. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Victory Family Care professionals and attorneys to help you achieve the best physical and financial recovery. Contact Dr. Lopez at 405-86-CRASH or at okccrash.com. And don't forget, listen every week to The Plank Show for the Impact Player of the Game, brought to you by Dr. Martin Lopez.
And left-hander Bo Sampson back to the mound for the Sooners, facing Jonathan Trejo. The plate umpire, Brandon Meisen. There was still an announcement going on the video board. And Jonathan Trejo was in the batter's box. Bo Sampson was ready to pitch. And he said, hold on a minute, guys. I know we're trying to speed things up, but we got to get these commercial announcements in. This pitch is up and away, and it's 1-1 to Trejo. He walked his first time. That was against Landon Victorian. Landon Victorian, 2 innings today, Rich. Didn't allow a run, 3 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. What'd you think?
I thought he was really good. Had good command. Threw a lot of strikes, I thought, and he wasn't overpowering, but he did the job.
2 balls and a strike. And the pitch to Trejo in the air to right field. Wind's going to blow it toward the right field line. Long journey for Christensen, and he winds up right on top of the foul line, making that catch for the first out. Sam Christensen. You just have to stay with it on balls like that. It wasn't super high, but it wasn't a line drive either.
No, but that ball still, the wind probably took it a good 20, 30 feet.
Base is empty. 1 down for Tyler Legendre, the right fielder, and a first pitch strike here from Bo Sampson. There is no activity out in the bullpen now. I don't know if somebody got warm and now has stopped throwing for a bit, or if maybe Bo Sampson's just got this game for a little while. Check swing, but Legendre did not hold up. He went around, and it's 0-2. Trying to get to the SEC scoreboard, but we've had some quick innings so far. And the 0-2, again he tried to hold up, and again he went around. So Brandon Meisen, the plate umpire, rings up Tyler Legendre for the second out in the inning. That's 3 retired in a row by Bo Sampson, and the bases are clear with 2 gone in the 4th inning. The catcher, Elijah Rodriguez, is the batter. Fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. 2 walks and a strikeout in an inning and 2/3 so far for Sampson. And the 0-1 rocketed toward left field. Starting back initially is Gamble. He comes in, tries to play it on a hop, and it skips past him. Walk, the center fielder backs him up, picks it up on the warning track in left center field. Turning to third is Rodriguez, and he is safe there on what's probably going to be a hit, and then a Sooner error, and the tying run is at third base with 2 down in the 4th inning for Texas Southern.
Yeah, Gamble came in on that ball. Got a kind of a late jump. I thought he might be able to make a play on it. He kind of pulls up and got that middle hop, and the ball just got away from him.
So it goes as a hit and then a 2-base error. And the tying run is at third with 2 down for the number 9 batter, Kelton Phillips. Right-handed batter digs in, takes a strike. Well, you like that Sampson gets right back to his business after that play, Rich.
Yeah, you got to shake it off like Coach always says. You got to go pitch to pitch. You can't let what happened before affect you.
Phillips hits this one off the end of the bat, foul to the back screen on the first base side. He's in a hole 0-2. Kelton Phillips with 2 men aboard in the 2nd inning. He tried to lay down a bunt with 2 outs and was thrown out by the then pitcher Landon Victorian for the final out of the inning. Here down 0-2. Just does keep the at-bat alive, fouls it back to the back screen. So the runner at third is Elijah Rodriguez, who is 2 for 2 in this game. Tigers have 4 hits. The Sooners have 4 hits. Oklahoma leads 1-0. 0-2 pitch, and he just flicks this one foul out of play over the first base side. Over the roof here at L. Dale Mitchell. It'll stay 0-2 on Kelton Phillips. Just an .071 hitter on the year. He's driven in 1 run. Another 0-2. Low and in. Only run of this game was fielder's choice ground ball by Dawson Willis in the Sooner bottom half of the second. It scored Kyle Branch. Here's the 1-2. Rifled foul as it whistles past the camera well on the first base side, but well foul. So Phillips is late on this fastball, Rich.
Yeah, he's been late. He mixed in a changeup a couple pitches ago, the low pitch for a ball, but he's just trying to overplay. He's coming right at him.
Another 1-2 from the lefty Bo Sampson, headed home. A bouncer right back to the pitcher on 2 hops. The lefty wheels and fires to Taki, the first baseman, and gets Phillips by 3 steps. Inning over. A runner left stranded at third by Texas Southern. Sooners on top, 1-0, headed to the 4th in Norman. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Have lunch at Norman's favorite hidden treasure, Midway Deli, tucked away and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box, so let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
Nothing Oklahoma as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Welcome back to L. Dale Mitchell Park in Norman. Sooners send Kyle Branch, Dayton Taki, and Drew Dickerson to the plate against Kayvon Brazil. He is back out there for his 4th inning of work for Texas Southern. First pitch misses outside to Kyle Branch. He scored the game's lone run. Reached on a fielder's choice play and scored on a fielder's choice play in the Sooners' second. Lifts this one high into the air. The cloudy sky and the wind blowing it toward foul ground. Beautiful play made by the retreating first baseman, Jonathan Trejo. He was in foul ground. He was backstepping. He stuck his left hand out there and just stuck it.
Yeah, he made a similar play last night. A really good play. Those are tough when you're going straight back like that. The ball's coming over your head, almost like a quarterback dropping in a deep fade or something.
So that'll bring in the first baseman, Dayton Taki. He had a base hit. Sooners had 3 hits in that second inning and had a chance to put more than 1 run on the board, but they had to settle for that. Taki was one of those left stranded. Takes a first pitch strike from Kayvon Brazil. Brazil 55 pitches so far and induces a swing and a miss there. So it is 5 Sooners in a row retired now by Kayvon Brazil. Got the last man in the second, got the side 1, 2, 3 in the third, and now the first man Branch in the 4th. Another lefty-lefty matchup, and the 0-2 downstairs. Kyle Branch batting .333. MVP of the Round Rock event the Sooners went to, batted .462, drove in 4 runs in that event. He was 2 for 4 yesterday and scored 2 of the 15 Sooner runs. This one pulled slowly on a couple of hops to the first baseman, Trejo, who backhands and then wins the foot race to the bag, edging out Dayton Taki running down the line. 2 down.
Yeah, Taki just got fooled on that one. Got it out front, just rolled over to first base.
Sooners having trouble solving Kayvon Brazil right now. And Drew Dickerson will give it another shot. He had a base hit his first time. Left-hander to the Sooner right-handed hitter. In the air, right field, shading his eyes as Legendre retreats to the warning track, and this one blows foul into the corner. Legendre went sliding toward the fence down there, and we can't see him. He is slow to get up. Now he looks like he's okay. The trainer for Texas Southern was up and kind of jogging that way just to check on Tyler Legendre. That's a routine out on a regular day.
Yeah. Like I said, that wind's cutting across there. But as we talked about earlier, the hitters, They need to be trying to hit hard ground balls. Those fly balls are going to be outs today. They're going to hold up.
0-1 to Dickerson. Misses outside. Sooner Baseball brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasting. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. So Brazil readies the 1-1 with 2 down and the base is clear. Sooners lead 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that pitch just missed a little bit outside. Two-one is downstairs. Third baseman Dawson Willis is in the on-deck circle for the Sooners. There is activity out in Skip Johnson's bullpen. We have seen 2 innings apiece. Now from Landon Victorian and Bo Sampson. In the air, into the gap in right center, racing back, unable to get to it is Legendre. It bangs off of the right center field wall. Charging for third is Dickerson. The relay throw will not be made by the second baseman, Jaden Jones. It's a 2-out triple for Drew Dickerson. And the Sooners are in business in the last of the 4th inning.
Yeah, that ball was scalded, but like we said, that was a good, I mean, that was line drive all the way off the wall. You know, that's something that we talked about earlier, line drive, ground ball, line drive, but that ball was hammered out there off that NCAA sign on the right field wall.
Yes, it was. It hit with a thud, I promise you, out there in the right center field alley. So 2 hits for Drew Dickerson. 2 down, and he's at third for Dawson Willis, who takes a first pitch strike. For Drew Dickerson, that is his first triple. It is the 5th for the Sooners as a team. And that pitch misses outside. Dawson Willis drove in the Sooner run with a ground ball to the shortstop, Hughes, back in the 2nd. It scored Kyle Branch from 3rd. And that's it so far. 1-0 Sooners. 2 down, runner at 3rd. And a breaking pitch that again slips out of the hand of Kayvon Brazil. Good opportunity here for Dawson Willis. Batting .231, 6 runs driven in. The left-hander Brazil to the Sooner right-hand batting third baseman. Popped up on the infield. Wind is going to get all over this. The first baseman Trejo in foul ground, now back in fair territory. And he squeezes it for the final out. A 2-out triple by Drew Dickerson, but he's left stranded. The Sooners held scoreless again. We'll go to the 5th in Norman with Oklahoma leading Texas Southern 1-0. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
OU softball, baseball, and gymnastics offer.
You looking to make a change at your home? The professionals at CertaPro Painters can help. Mention this ad and get 10% off your interior or exterior painting from CertaPro Painters. Call 405-990-8521. And the new Sooner pitcher is left-hander Michael Catalano, freshman from Frisco, Texas, Frisco High School. Did I say left-hander? He's a right-hander. I can confirm that. And he'll face the left-hand batting leadoff man, Jason Lazo. So third pitcher that Skip Johnson has used today. This is a righty to lefty matchup, and this one is sliced foul down the left field line. Over toward the bullpen. Somebody has to hop the fence to retrieve that ball. Catalano's been good. 3 appearances, hasn't given up a run in 2 2/3 of relief work for Skip Johnson, a Frisco, Texas native. They list him 6 foot. This pitch is outside, and it's 1-2. 93-mile-per-hour fastball from Catalano. This one pulled to first. Just fair inside the bag. Taki, the first baseman, backhands it and jogs to the bag ahead of Lazo for the first out in the 5th inning. A 3 unassisted putout. So we were talking about, you as a coach, you have to sit and hear it from the fans. You were telling me, and the Sooners are going to get to experience Texas A&M, about an experience at Texas A&M. They like to get on first base coaches as they back up, Rich.
Yeah, we'll let this pitch go.
First pitch here to Bryce Hughes, who doubled his first time, then had a sacrifice. Fouled back.
Yeah, so they like to, after you talk to the base runner and you start backing up, they start making the truck backing up sound. You know, the beep, beep, beep. So every now and again, I just stop and take a step forward and then take a step back, take a step forward just to mess around with them. But they're good down there. They pack the place in.
0-1 pitch hit him. Looked like a breaking pitch that never turned for Catalano. So that would be heckling lesson number 1 right there from Rich, if you're giving the lessons out.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more stuff that goes into it.
Sure.
Some stuff we can't probably talk about on the air for sure. But, you know, you hear it all. You know, I've heard it on the field, you know, off the field.
Bryce Hughes takes his lead at first. Jaden Jones is in, swings through the first pitch from Michael Catalano.
Yeah, like I was telling you earlier, you know, when I was a freshman, we were playing down in Texas, and they had the Wild Bunch, who's a heckling group, and I was a bigger shortstop, and
this one is swung on and missed. Carmichael's snap throw behind the runner Hughes at first, and as Taki applied the tag, the ball popped out of his glove.
And I had no idea what I was getting into down there, and I'm in the odd deck circle, and one of the guys from the Wild Bunch yells at me, "Hey, Hills, is that a cheeseburger in your pocket?" that's probably one of the best ones I've heard.
So did you laugh at that one, or were you in the zone as a player, so to speak, and gave it right back to him?
I actually laughed at it.
There goes the runner Hughes towards second. Carmichael's throw is not in time. It'll be a stolen base for Jaden Jones.
And I'm pretty sure I got a hit.
That's the best response, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. They were good. You know, they had, you know, asking about my, you know, where I went to high school, where, you know, where's your Belinda? You know, they did their homework, and they talked to everybody pretty much.
Is it a good idea to engage with them or let it go? Is the 1-2 pitches fouled back here by Jones?
It's best to let it go, but every now and again, depending on what somebody says, you say something back. Depends on how personal they get.
Cheeseburger in your pocket. You respond no, but if you got one, I could go for one right about
right.
Jaden Jones, base hit up the middle his first time, pulls this one to third, diving on a fair ball. Willis comes up with it. He won't have a play, but what a spectacular diving stop that was. Now, you may think insignificant, but if that ball trickles past him, then the base runner, Hughes, is able to make third base in all likelihood there.
Yeah, if he gets past him, he's going to score. That's a great play, diving down the line. You know, obviously couldn't get Jones at first, but saves the run by diving and keeping it on the infield.
And it keeps Hughes, and if it deflects off of his glove, maybe Hughes gets to third and stops.
Yeah, probably, since he's laying on the ground.
That is the second hit for Jones. And runners are at first and second with one away for the cleanup man, Jaden Flores. And the Sooners bring the second baseman, Branch, in behind the runner at second. The throw glances off his glove, and it goes out into center field. Retrieved out there by Jackson Willits, but that's going to be a Sooner error on the pickoff attempt behind the runner. And would imagine they'll give that to Catalano. It's the second Oklahoma error of the day.
I don't know. I think that's on Branch, to be honest.
Branch should have had it?
Yeah, that was right to him. It was just a little timing play. Catalano didn't turn and throw it hard. I mean, this is just a normal play. The ball went off Branch's glove, didn't bounce or anything. I think he should have had that.
It is the second Oklahoma error of this game. Now, not only is the tying run, but the go-ahead run is also in scoring position for the Tigers as Jaden Flores fouls this pitch off on the third base side. Flores is 0 for 1 with a pop-up to short and a walk in this game. So Hughes was hit by a pitch. He stole second. And then Jones had the infield single. They both move up on the throwing error. Runners at second and third and one away. And the 0-1 pitch, a little bit outside, I'm guessing. 1-1 the count. Texas Southern in position to tie this game or take the lead in the top of the fifth inning. Both teams have 5 hits. Sooners have committed the game's only 2 errors. Handcuffed him with that pitch. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Swung on and fouled into the glove of Carmichael. 1-2 the count now to Jaden Flores.
Yeah, strikeout would be big here. Strikeout, pop fly, where the runners can't tag.
Deep breath for Catalano. The right-hander kicks, deals up and in. And 2-2 the count on Flores. Flores, a .304 hitter in the cleanup spot. 4 runs driven in for him this year. Sooners took the lead in the bottom of the second inning. And there's a beautiful breaking pitch for a swing and a miss. And strike 3 to Jaden Flores.
Yeah, that's what he needed in that situation. Good pitch.
So it is 2 down. That's the first strikeout for Catalano. It is the 3rd strikeout for Sooner pitching today. And with the runners still at second and third, but now 2 down, here's Evan Jobert, the left fielder, who's 0 for 2. Jobert has struck out and flied to center today. Comes right back with that breaking pitch, but this one misses outside. First inning for Catalano. This one is popped up. Foul ground down the right field line and out of play up on the berm. SEC scoreboard. We'll check in on the other games that are going on around the league, but it's brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. It is 7-3. Georgia leads Georgia State. They're in the 7th. Florida and North Florida will start at 5:30. LSU and DBU at 7 o'clock as this one is swatted foul. And look out over on the first base side.
I'm not too sure that ball didn't hit the on-deck player.
He looks none the worse for wear over there. You've also got Morehead State at Kentucky. That one getting underway shortly as well. We'll update you later on your SEC scoreboard. This one of 5 games around the league. 1-2 pitch with 2 down. Runners at first and second, and a called strike 3 to Evan Jobert. Catalano strikes out the final 2 Texas Southern batters to stop the threat in the 5th inning. It is no runs on a hit and 2 men left. We are midway through this game in Norman. The Sooners lead Texas Southern 1-0. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Entrepreneurs in Moore, Norman, and South Oklahoma City have an experienced business partner in their neighborhood. Moore Norman Technology Center's workforce and economic development team understands the challenges entrepreneurs and small businesses face every day. From building an effective business model to hiring the right employees and managing cash flow, Moore Norman's business development experts can help you move forward confidently.
210 out of Snyder, Texas, and came through Odessa Community College. So solid effort today just to keep his team in it. From Kayvon Brazil, starting pitcher. He goes 4 innings and now gives way to Tavares. Tavares completes his warm-up tosses. Sooner Baseball brought to you in part by Courtyard by Marriott. Located just minutes from the OU campus, Courtyard Norman offers affordable, stylish accommodations with tech-forward amenities and classic Southern hospitality. Book your stay today at Marriott.com/OKCNO. Sooners will have the leadoff man, Jason Walk, coming to the plate here, and this is a Serta Pro Painters pitching change. Are you looking to make a change at your home? The professionals at Serta Pro Painters can help. Mention this ad. Get 10% off your interior or exterior painting from Serta Pro Painters at 405-990-8521. Walk has been on base twice, a single and a walk, and he takes a first pitch strike from the new right-hander. Walk slashes this one out into left center field for a base hit. The center fielder Phillips over to play it. Walk a huge turn at first before he retreats with a leadoff single, and Jason Walk has been on base 3 times in the leadoff spot today.
Yeah, that was a good swing. Ball got in on him just a little bit, but he kept it a line drive out there to center field. Let's see if we can get something going here. Maybe steal a bag and someone will drive him in. Of course, the wind's kind of died down, too, so the ball might carry a little bit more.
Jackson Willits, the Sooner shortstop, will be the batter. Walk, as we know, runs very well. This pitch is down and in to Jackson Willits. He's 0 for 2. He's lined to right and popped up to second base.
Yeah, walk can fly.
Leroy Tavares has been much utilized, has a 1-1 record. There goes Walk. Maybe didn't get a great start, but he slides feet first. He is out. Good throw by Rodriguez, and the tag applied by Bryce Hughes. And Jason Walk is signaling over to the Sooner dugout for them to challenge this. And the umpires will confer. Mike Morris, Sean Arthur, Brandon Meisen, Mark Anthony Edwards huddle up just to the third base side of the pitching mound. Walk's been thrown out, stealing a couple of times this year. He says he's safe, and they're going to take a look at it. We have another McIntyre Law review. McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all of your personal injury needs. What'd you think, Rich?
Well, they had the replay up on the scoreboard, but it's frozen. Oh, there it goes. It's hard to tell. It looks like he might have got in there.
That scoreboard is about 500 feet away from you and me.
Yeah, Wood Skip say in our preseason meeting last year, he's so fast that he turned off the lights and he's in bed before the lights go out. that's something Skip would say, right?
Yeah, they used to say that about some of the old base stealers.
Like Ricky Henderson, Tim Raines.
Just to name a few. Vince Coleman.
Yeah, Vince Coleman. I love Vince Coleman.
So the review continues. Again, Walk was called out trying to steal second base.
Maybe that angle's better.
Jason, 3 for 5 in the stolen base department before that attempt there.
He might have.
Yeah, the view down from the third base side is really hard to tell. You cannot see Walk's foot hitting the bag.
And you can't really tell if the glove's on him or not either.
Maybe the most important thing to remember is the original call was out.
Right.
And I don't know just that we can tell exactly from those angles. It may be inconclusive. And the call is affirmed. Jason Walk has been caught stealing for the third time this season. And that is the first out here in the fifth inning. Did it look like maybe he kind of stuttered on his first couple of steps?
He didn't get a very good jump.
One nothing is our score. Bottom of the fifth inning. Now 1 out. And the base is clear for Jackson Willits. This one missed the strike zone, and did Willits hold up? They appeal down to third base. Sean Arthur says no swing. The 2-1 delivery. 3 balls and a strike here to Jackson. Good conversation with him last night. Toby Rowland able to catch up with him after a triple and a home run. Such a good demeanor as this pitch is ball 4 down and in to Jackson Willits. But, I think the main thing for him is he got thrown into it last year. And young players who are successful at a young age, they don't struggle a whole lot. You reach that adversity for the first time, and Rich, there's an adjustment.
Yeah, he and the ability is there. Obviously, we see that. He just got off to a slow start. I don't know if he's putting too much pressure on himself, but he turned it around.
Here's Trey Gamble. The Sooner left fielder is 0 for 2. He's flied to center and flied to left in this one. First pitch is a strike from Leroy Tavares. Tavares has the lone win of the year for Texas Southern. They beat Prairie View A&M. 8 2/3 total innings, has a 4.15 ERA as this one is in the air toward left, right into the teeth of the wind. Circling toward it, lunging is Jobert, the left fielder, and he grabs it. It was a bit of an adventure. That ball hit fairly well by Trey Gamble, but Jobert chased it down for the second out.
Yeah, good play by Jobert. But we were talking about Willits. Defensively he was good all year.
Right.
He just had some struggles at the plate until he went to OSU and decided to turn it around and start hitting a bunch of home runs.
I'll leave it to facing a rival to flip the switch on for a young player, right?
Right.
And this year, as Easton Carmichael swings through the first pitch from Tavares, Skip Johnson has talked about what a leader that Easton Carmichael is. Always has had the quality, or I should say that Jackson Willits is. Always has had those qualities, but now he's one of the guys that the voice is heard a little more often.
Yeah, and that's, another year under your belt. We talked about it earlier. You get a little more confidence. You're not just the freshman at the bottom of the totem pole anymore. People start to listen to your voice, especially if you're that guy that's actually putting in the work, and he does.
0-1 pitch fouled back by Carmichael. Tavares ready with the 0-2 with 2 down. Line foul out of play over the first base side. Sooner Baseball brought to you by our OU Community Cornerstone partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics, one with you. Easton Carmichael doing the catching today. 2 ground ball outs. 1 to short and 1 to third. This one he hits to the second baseman. It's booted by Jones. He can't pick it up, and everybody will be safe. Easy play there for Jaden Jones. It'll be the first error of the day committed by Texas Southern, and the Sooners have a man in scoring position with 2 down now.
Yeah, Jones got a little lazy on that. That ball was hit firm, but he didn't move his feet and try to catch the ball, inside his left foot. He got himself tied up, handcuffed on his right foot. As an infielder, if you can get in front of the ball and catch that ball left of center, then you got a pretty good chance. But he tied himself up on that one.
So runners are at first and second with 2 down, and the batter is the left-hand batting right fielder, Sam Christensen. The righty, Tavares, to the plate. And a fastball for a strike on the outer edge of the plate. Christensen singled, was left stranded in the second, and then he struck out swinging in the third. 1 for 2 is Sam. .421 average on the year. Willits at second, Carmichael at first, and ball 1 is home to Sam Christensen. Solid crowd with us here at L. Dale Mitchell. See some jackets becoming more apparent as the sun starts to set off to the west. Men's basketball in action at 8 o'clock tonight. The first ever visit to the Lloyd Noble Center for the Blue of Kentucky. The 1-1 is up and away. 2-1 to Sam Christensen. You could still catch the final few innings of this and have plenty of time to get over to the Lloyd Noble Center. 3-1. That missed way upstairs and away. Kyle Branch waits to bat next for the Sooners. A walk would load the bases with 2 down. 1-0 Oklahoma, bottom of the 5th. The Sooners got a run on a fielder's choice ground ball all the way back in the second inning. And there's our first warning of the day. It is a strike against Sam Christensen for not being in the box and ready within 8 seconds of the pitch clock running. The batter's got to be in there and engaged, or they will call a strike, which they have. And so the count is 3-2 on Christensen. There go the runners. And it's ball 4, so the bases are loaded.
Branch has an opportunity here. Big 2-out hit. Put a little separation in between Sooners and the Tigers.
So it is 2 walks and an error to load the bases for the Sooners. And Kyle Branch, who's 0 for 2, will be the batter. He did score the run on the fielder's choice ground ball by Willis back in the second inning. And this inning getting a little laborious for Leroy Tavares, the second pitcher of the game for Texas Southern. Branch takes in the dirt, blocked by Rodriguez. Blocked it up the first base side, and the runners have to stay put. It is Willits at third, Carmichael at second, Christensen at first. As Rich alluded to, the wind is not nearly the factor that it was to start this game. Branch batting .448, 7 runs batted in, and he is on top 2-0. Elijah Rodriguez, the catcher, calls time and goes out to visit with Leroy Tavares. There's a little activity out in the Sooner bullpen. We cannot see the right field bullpen occupied by Texas Southern, but you would imagine there's some activity out there.
Yeah, probably so. This is a good spot for Branch right here. Head in the count. He's looking to zone in a fastball. One pitch, one spot. There's nowhere to put him, so Tavares has to come with something here.
Third leading hitter in the SEC coming into the day at .481 is Kyle Branch. Had 2 hits against Texas Southern yesterday. 0 for 2 today. And a 2-0 count. Rodriguez crouches back behind the plate. The Sooner right-handed batter is back in. The Tiger righty is ready. He'll bluff a throw out to second base. Nobody was covering, so there was no throw. Branch takes a strike right through there. Just maybe wanted to see one, Rich.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I'm hacking. I'm looking for that pitch right there, right down the middle. I'm putting a good swing on it.
And now 2-1 to the Sooner second baseman. Big opportunity with 2 down and the bases loaded. The pitch tapped off the plate, slowly toward third. In comes Flores. He's got no play, and the Sooners chase across the run to make it 2-0 as Willits scores on an infield base hit by Kyle Branch. So how about this to score a run? 2 walks, an error, and an infield single in the inning. It is 2-0 Oklahoma.
Yeah, stay hot, Kyle Branch. Hitting 400 and you still getting hit. Find a hit like that for an RBI. He'll be a line drive in the scorebook tomorrow, but.
So Willits scores the run after walking. The batter is Dayton Taki. The bases are still full of Sooners, and it's 2-0. 7 Sooner hits to produce the 2 runs so far. Taki takes a strike on the inner half, kind of low down around the lower part of the knees. It is Carmichael at third, Christensen at second. Kyle Branch, after the infield single, is at first base. Branch has now driven in 8 runs. Willits has scored his 9th. Beg your pardon, his 13th. And that pitch is also in there. So he works the inner half and he works the outer half to Taki, who's 1 for 2 with a single back in the second. Leroy Tavares into the stretch in the 0-2. Trying to get him to chase one. Taki did not. Dayton Taki batting .316. He's driven in 3 runs. He's hit 1 home run. One, 2. On the ground to the second baseman, Jones. Throw to first. Nearly pulled the first baseman, Trejo, off the bag, but he kept that toe on there, and they retired Taki to finish things. Sooners, though, get another run. They do so on 1 hit and leave the bases loaded. It's Oklahoma 2, Texas Southern 0 as we move to the 6th in Norman, and this is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
Fowler Automotive is proud to be a part of
Norman. In for Toby Rowland today. I'm Chad McKee alongside the Sooner great Rich Hills. 2-0 Oklahoma on top as the Sooners try to move to 8-0 on the season against Texas Southern and sweep this little 2-game midweek series. Jonathan Trejo leads things off for the Tigers here in the 6th against the Sooner right-hander Michael Catalano. Catalano is the 3rd pitcher employed today, and he deals a strike. We saw Landon Victorian for 2 innings of 3-hit ball. And then Bo Sampson for 2 more innings. He gave 1 hit. Catalano gave up a hit in his first inning out there. He deals this behind Trejo. To the back screen it goes, and the count is 1-1. Trejo walked in the 2nd and hit a foul pop-up in the 4th. Bunts this one, pushes it foul up the first base side, and it's 1-2. We remind you to get your kids into the game and behind the scenes by joining the Sooner Kids Club. Membership includes free admission to over 70 sporting events, a Sooner swag pack featuring a replica football jersey, and VIP experiences all year long. Visit Soonersports.com/Kids Club to join today. 1-2 to Trejo leading things off. There's strike 3 called.
Frozen. Fastball right down the middle. He must have been looking for something else.
That is the third strikeout for Michael Catalano today. And for Sooner pitching, it's number 5. That'll bring in Tyler Legendre. He's 0 for 2. He's popped up and struck out. Right-hander versus right-hander. Right through there. 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Catalano. Catalano having a good year. Still no ERA. This is his 4th appearance. And he's now up to a full 4 innings pitched for Skip Johnson. This bullpen, there are some arms. And seen good appearances from guys like James Hitt, Dylan Crooks, certainly. Reed Hensley yesterday as well, Rich.
Yeah, he threw the ball well.
1-1, down and away. So much of what Skip Johnson is great at, coaching pitchers, is the culture and the vibe there within. And you go out to the bullpen before games when he's working with guys and there are so many other players around as the 2-1 is up and away. Man, you can sure learn a lot, even if it's not your day to pitch or throw a bullpen, just from watching Skip Johnson work with other guys.
Yeah, and that's what good players do is they learn even when they're not playing or throwing a bullpen or hitting. You know, you listen to what coaches tell other players, and sometimes those are some of the things they tell somebody else might be something that can help you.
3-1 pitch is line foul by Legendre down into the bullpen on the first base side. And now the 3-2 from Catalano. Strike 3 called. That is 4 consecutive strikeouts for Michael Catalano going back to the 5th. And the last 2 have been looking. In fact, the last 3 have been looking.
Yeah, he's got good life. I mean, gun's only showing 92, but the fastball looks like it's coming out of his hand really well. Jumps in on a hitter.
Base is empty, 2 down. Elijah Rodriguez, the number 8 batting catcher, is in. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. And there's another strike from Catalano. He works out of this windup, and he takes a step forward, and then as he turns, he kind of pauses. And then, boom, in it comes. Just to kind of gather himself.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys nowadays, they start pretty much turned almost like they're in the stretch. So they're taking a small step forward to help them stay on balance and stay on line down the hill.
0-1. Blisters the mitt with a fastball on the inner half. 2 strikes on Rodriguez.
You know, because they're trying to work back to front, you know, not side to side.
Catalano's 1-2. Lifted in the air to shallow right field. Easy play for Sam Christensen over near the right field line and medium depth in right field. Inning over. It was 4 straight strikeouts for Michael Catalano. Looking impressive. And the Sooners lead it 2-0, headed to the bottom of the 6th. Today's broadcast presented by our OU Community Cornerstone partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics, one with you. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield SU and Dallas Baptist. They will play at about 7 o'clock tonight. Morehead State and Kentucky, not certain why they have not started their game in Lexington, but we'll get you a score as that one becomes available. There's your SEC scoreboard presented by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Big one yesterday was Ole Miss, 15-8 over Southern Miss. Battle of top 25 teams, and Texas State knocked off top-ranked Texas A&M down in College Station, 7-3. Tennessee moved to 8-0. Third-ranked Vols beat North Alabama 7-5 yesterday. So we'll keep you updated with those other scores from around the SEC today. For the Sooners, Drew Dickerson leads things off against this new lefty, John Moya, and he hits a well-hit fly ball to deep right center field, ranging back to track it down as Kelton Phillips one away. Hit pretty well by Drew Dickerson, bidding for his 3rd hit in 3 plate appearances, but Kelton Phillips took it away from him.
Yeah, that ball was hit well out towards the 410 sign. Phillips did a good job running that ball down. The wind held it up a little bit, but not as much as it would have earlier.
We had winds of 20-25 when this game began. Now they're more like 5-10. We'll call this a gentle breeze out of the north. Dawson Willis, the Sooner third baseman, number 9 batter. 0 for 2, but did drive in the first run with a fielder's choice ground ball back in the second. 0-1 pitch to him. Over but low, and the count is even at 1-1. Dawson Willis has made a couple of excellent plays down at the hot corner. Actually turned a double play as the 1-1 is swung on and missed. He threw the ball to first base and got it out there, then ran back to third to take the throw as a runner was trying to advance from second to third. Originally, there was an out called. It was reviewed and overturned. A near 5-3-5 double play. As he swings and lifts a fly ball well out of play over the Sooner bullpen down the left field line. Count is 1-2 here on Willis. He can pick it down there.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, especially when he can run. He's got really good range. That ball he dove for was on the line and saved a run for.
1-2 is in on his hands and fouled off toward the Sooner dugout on the third base side. Top of the order, Jason Walk, who has been on base 3 times, waits in the on-deck circle. 2-0, Sooners lead it. Bottom of the 6th inning. 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Oklahoma today. And no runs, 5 hits, 1 error committed by Texas Southern. Catcher Rodriguez sets up away. The pitch is away, but it's in the left-handed batter's box and too far away from the right-handed batter. Lefty to righty. Moya deals, and that pitch came up and grazed Dawson Willis on the left shoulder. None the worse for wear. He will earn a trip down to first base for his troubles on the hit by pitch. So 1 away and a runner at first for Jason Walk now. Second time that Dawson Willis has been hit by a pitch this year. And he can run a little bit as Walk stands in. Walk singled in the first and the 5th and walked in the 2nd inning. And the rangy Dawson Willis leans back into first on a throw over by John Moya. This is Moya's 4th appearance. He has not yet given up a run. Surrendered 2 hits with a walk, a couple of strikeouts. This is the first batter that he's hit this year. First pitch to Walk. And that's downstairs. Jason Walk, the sophomore from Georgia, plus runner. He is a leader. And the 1-0 pitch is upstairs. He's gotten so good in the outfield, and Skip Johnson uses the term power shagging. What's power shagging? Explain power shagging,
It's
Rich.
basically playing the ball live off the bat.
In batting practice.
Yes, and that's the best thing for outfielders and infielders.
There goes Willis. The throw by the catcher Rodriguez, not in time. He nearly slid past the bag. But he's able to keep his back left foot on the bag. Jaden Jones, the second baseman, takes the throw. Stolen base there for Dawson Willis. He's in scoring position.
That's the best way to get a live read off a bat, for practice.
There's a strike on the 3-0 pitch to Jason Walk. So 3-1 to the Sooner center fielder. Oklahoma has not had that break open inning. Left the bases loaded twice. Once in the 2nd and once in the 5th. 1 away, the 3-1 to Walk. Sends a fly ball right at the right fielder, Legendre. Took a step in and paused right there. He'll make the catch and rocket a 1-hop throw to the third baseman, Flores. And that means that Willis has to stay put at second base. And it's now 2 outs for Jackson Willits. We knew it was going to be hard when you go Willis and then Willits. How do you feel like Toby and I have done so far, Rich?
Really good.
Solid?
Yeah, very solid.
Well, I appreciate it, but I know I've messed it up once or twice today. That's the first time that Walk has been retired, by the way. And Jackson Willits walked and scored the second Sooner run in the 5th inning. He's 0 for 2 at the plate with that walk. Runner at second, 2 down. John Moya. And a strike to Willits. That a changeup, maybe?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Jackson Willits was see, there I did it. You jinxed me.
You jinxed yourself.
I think I did. Not the first time, nor the last. Willis at second. Willits takes high. 1-1 the count. They sound the bugle on the new speaker system here at Eldale Mitchell Park, as though we're going to run the Kentucky Derby. 2-1 the count. Good eye from Jackson Willits. That's another thing about this Sooner team. They are not way up there in walks, but they have struck out the second fewest times in the SEC. Only 47 strikeouts as a team coming in.
Yeah, they don't chase pitches very often.
Off speed 2-1 pitch, misses outside. 3-1 to Jackson Willits.
Crossed up his catcher right there.
And now they're all going to talk about it.
He jumped out of there like it was going to be a fastball away, and then broke back over the plate.
The pitching coach Shane Yeoman is out for a visit. This is our first mound visit for either team.
Yeah.
Oh, now I've really jinxed it.
Yeah. Especially during a midweek game.
Yeah. We have seen 6 different pitchers in this game, but the changes have all occurred between innings to this
We've been
point.
fortunate on our side for that to happen.
We are really risking a long game now, talking about how well things have gone. But that's okay. You got nowhere to be. Yeoman's back to the dugout. 3-1 pitch coming. Hit pretty well to center field, but over to his left goes Kelton Phillips. He'll call off the right fielder Legendre and squeeze the third out in the Sooner 6th inning. 2-0 Oklahoma leads as we move to the 7th in Norman. This is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
Yeah, he was pretty good last year, and he had a good start this year. And him and some of the veterans like Hensley and those guys are gonna help lead the way for some of these young guys like Catalano.
The Magnolia, Texas native goes to work. First against the number 9 batter, center fielder Kelton Phillips, who is 0 for 2 with a couple of ground balls to the pitcher today. So be aware, Jamie hit. He shows bunt and takes a fastball up and away. It'll be Phillips, then Lazo and Hughes as the Tigers rolled it back around to the top of the lineup. The lefty Jamie Hitt works out of the stretch full time. And this fastball catches the outer half, evening things at 1-1. Really liked Michael Catalano today, Rich. 4 strikeouts out of Skip Johnson's bullpen.
Yeah, no walks. It's got quick arm action. And like I said, he's only throwing 92, but it gets on you quick.
Hit misses outside.
I say only 92. That's funny because like when I was here, 92 to 95 was getting it up there. Now it seems like several pitchers on several teams are 95 plus.
And you get into some of the leverage situation guys, 7th inning, 8th inning, 9th inning, you better throw 95 or just don't even come out of the pen.
Yeah, you're not going to close the game unless you have just a filthy slider or, a really good out pitch.
It throws one past Kelton Phillips. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Fastball just threw it right by him. So Jamie Hitt starts things with a strikeout. 1 away, base is clear for the leadoff man, Jason Lazo. Lazo is 0 for 3 today. I beg your pardon. He's 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 3rd. First pitch pops out of the glove of Easton Carmichael. Ball 1. Have the boys from Northridge in town over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Cal State Northridge will be in town. 4 o'clock Friday, 4 o'clock Saturday, 2 o'clock Sunday. And as we told you, $10 to get you into Section 405. out there in right field. Let's fill it up as Lazo fouls this one back. 1-1 to count to the Texas Southern DH. Tigers are getting a new stadium. They have broken ground on that new stadium, going to seat about 1,100, and hope to be playing in it this time next year. Never had their own stadium. This pitch swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. They play at McGregor Park and Memorial Park, and they've gotten a little bit of help from the Houston Independent School District as well as the Houston Astros with this project, and they'll kind of share concessions and facilities with the Texas Southern softball program. Hits 1-2, misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Our sunny, breezy day has turned overcast and getting a little cooler, Rich.
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
North wind makes it feel worse than it is. Here's the 2-2, swing and a miss. Went after that one. It was low and looked like maybe out of the strike zone. But Jamie Hitt comes out of the bullpen with back-to-back strikeouts in the 7th.
But I'll take low 60s with the breeze instead of 35 with the breeze.
I was feeling for you, man. That Lehigh series to start the year.
It was cold.
Goodness.
I had the big jacket in here and everything.
And then Oklahoma went down to Round Rock, where it wasn't just warm and sunny. It was not all seashells and lemonade down there. Temperatures were in the 40s for those games. But when you go 3-0 and get 2 top 10 wins, you don't care if you're playing in Alaska.
Yeah. You know, you learn to play. You know, you come to Oklahoma, you're going to play in some rough conditions, especially early in the season. But it's just something you got to battle through as a player.
0-1 to the shortstop, number 2 batter Bryce Hughes, who had a double back in the first inning. And Hitt misses a little bit high with that one. 1-1 the count. Hitt figured in very nicely in Oklahoma's win over number 2 Virginia down in Round Rock. Didn't give up a hit in an inning and a third as that game went to 12 innings before the Sooners prevailed. Ground ball to the shortstop. Willits to his left over near second base. The peg is in time, and it's a 1-2-3 inning worked by Jamie Hitt out of the bullpen. 7th inning stretch time in Norman. Sooner Baseball brought to you by the OU Community Cornerstone Partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics, one with. Log on to Soonersports.com/podcast or search Sooner Sports Podcast in your favorite podcast provider. The Sooner Sports Podcast is presented by Allstate and Riverwind Casino. Trey Gamble to lead things off. Gamble, Carmichael, Christensen, the scheduled hitters for the Sooners here in the bottom of the 7th, looking for some insurance. And Cameron Walton sends this one back to the back screen. 4th appearance for Walton, all out of the bullpen, 7 1/3 innings total, and an ERA of 8.44. He's given 7 hits and 5 earned runs with 6 walks and 3 strikeouts. And he deals ball 2 to Trey Gamble. Right-hander pitching to left-hander. Gamble is 0 for 3. He's hit 3 fly balls, 2 to the left fielder and 1 to the center fielder, Phillips. This one scoots him back out of the way. The inner half of the left-handed batter's box, and it's 3-0. Ball 4 is low. 4-pitch walk to Gamble to start the 7th. So Gamble reaches for the first time today. That is the 4th walk drawn by Oklahoma hitters today. It brings in Easton Carmichael. Easton is 0 for 3. Did reach on an error to extend things in the 5th inning. Sooners ended up getting a run, their 2nd run of the game. Easton was left stranded down at third base in that inning. He takes ball 1 low. So out of the bullpen, 5 straight balls thrown by Cameron Walton. He's working quickly. Right-hander is set, end of the plate. That one bounces off of the catcher, Rodriguez. Gamble moves to second. on a wild pitch. Yeah. Well, we mentioned that's now 7 walks and 3 strikeouts on the year for Walton.
And that was a 55-footer. It bounced. It almost bounced on the green part of the turf in front of home plate.
That is his second wild pitch of the year. 2-0 on Carmichael. Gamble in scoring position. And the inside leg move by Walton. He looks Gamble back to the bag at second. 28 newcomers on this Sooner roster. And they have put it together quickly. One of them is out at second base. That's Trey Gamble. Carmichael takes low. And that's ball 7 out of the pen from Walton. There's a strike right down central. So 3-1 now to Easton Carmichael. Drew 3 walks in yesterday's game, batting .250 with 3 home runs and 10 runs driven in. Hits this one in the air pretty well to left, but room out there for Evan Jobert as he arranges to his left and puts away the first out.
Yeah, that ball got in on Easton a little bit. Didn't quite get all of it.
1 down, and Gamble stays put at second base. The batter will be Sam Christensen. Sam's been on twice. He singled in the second and walked in the 5th. Right-hander to left-hander. Pulled in the hole between first and second by Christensen. A base hit to right field. Gamble gets waved around third. The throw home is cut off. And it's an RBI single to right for Sam Christensen to give the Sooners a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 7th. 2 hits for Sam Christensen today. He drives in his 9th run of the year. And there's a little bit of separation for Skip Johnson and the Sooners.
Yeah, Christensen, he's just seeing the ball so well.
So the wild pitch comes into play there. It advanced Gamble into scoring position, and he's able to race home with the 3rd run. Now here's Kyle Branch. Branch is 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. First pitch, breaking pitch, misses in. Pulled foul toward the Sooner dugout on the third base side. That leaving things at 1-1. Sooners got a run on a fielder's choice play in the bottom of the 2nd. Ground ball by Willis that scored Branch. Infield single by Branch scored Willits to make it 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. And now the RBI single by Christensen scores Gamble. Pitch down and away, 3-1 to Kyle Branch. Skip Johnson said the message to Kyle Branch, highly recruited freshman, just do what you do and be a spark plug. I think that's a good term for what he is and has been. Shoots this one into the gap in left center field, but on his horse, Kelton Phillips closes the ground and tracks that one down for out number 2. Nice play there by Phillips.
Yeah, and that's a good message to Branch. You know, go out there and just play hard and inspire your teammates by how you play. You know, go out there, run hard, play hard. You know, hustle in and out. Not to mention, start your career hitting 400.
Dayton Taki in from the left side here with 2 down and a runner at first. Yeah, we know. Just go play defense, get yourself on base. Oh, by the way, if you could hit 400 to start through the first 8 games, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been a pleasant surprise at the plate. I knew he was going to be good defensively just from talking with Russell Raley, but I didn't expect him to get off to this hot of a start.
Want to know the count on Taki? This one is outside. Taki is 1 for 3 today. His base hit coming back in the second. He's also grounded out a couple of times, once to the second baseman, once to the first baseman. Taki batting .300. Goes after that one on the inner half and fouls it back. The University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concession partners: Anheuser-Busch, Fletcher's Original Corny Dogs, Coca-Cola, The Baked Bear, Community Coffee, Taco Mayo, Wonderfolk, and Boomerang Diner. And he fouls another one off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. .4 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday, the start times for this weekend. I apologize if I misspoke on those. 4 2 1 A throw over to first here. Chases Christensen back in. And then the Sooners on the road at DBU in the midweek next week. That'll be on Tuesday. This one is rifled toward right center field. It is off the warning track and off the second S in Sooners. Taki rounds second base. The throw to the plate is not in time. Taki going to try to go to third. It's picked up by the catcher Rodriguez. His throw to Flores does not get the Sooner base runner. It'll be an RBI triple. I beg your pardon, it'll be a double by Dayton Taki. Sam Christensen scores, and it's 4-0 Sooners.
Good piece of hitting. He drove that ball. Pick up an RBI, get one more run.
So Sam Christensen scores. I think they're going to take a look at it. It's a double, and then he takes third on the throw to the plate.
Yeah, the throw beat him, but I still think.
And the verdict is the runner is safe. So double, RBI, and stretching to third on the throw to the plate. And a 4-0 Sooner lead.
And this may be a first for me, too. I don't know about you, but more reviews than mound visits in a midweek, in a midweek game.
We're only in the 7th, though. Be careful, Bart. Right. But you are right. I think that's
three or four.
I think it's 4 reviews.
I think you're right.
And Drew Dickerson, the Sooner batter, he's got a 2 for 3 day, including a triple, and that pitch skims right past Rodriguez. A wild pitch chases home Dayton Taki. And the Sooners have 3 runs across in the bottom of the 7th and a 5-0 lead. That's the second wild pitch of the inning, uncorked by Cameron Walton. Drew Dickerson tripled back in the 4th. He also had a base hit in the 2nd. And he fouls this one back to the back screen.
He put a good swing on that one. He just barely missed it.
First start as a Sooner for Drew Dickerson. Freshman out of Lee's Summit, Missouri. It's a guy that has serious pop. Skip Johnson said it just makes that sound.
Yeah, it just sounds. The guys that have really good power, it just sounds different.
That pitch misses in to Drew Dickerson.
Especially with a wood bat.
If it can make a different sound with these bats that we have, these composite aluminum bats, then you are swinging it hard. That pitch right down Broad Street, 3-2. Swing and a miss, kind of in on his hands. Strike 3, inning over. But the Sooners chase across 3 insurance runs in the inning. They do so on 2 hits. It is 5-0 Oklahoma as we move to the 8th inning, and this is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has connected students.
Now Jason Bowden due to face 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup for Texas Southern. Jones, Flores, and Jobert. Sooners 5 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error so far for the Tigers. Here's Jaden Jones, 2 hits, 2 for 3 for him today. The second baseman, number 3 batter in the lineup. Pulls this one just under the glove of the diving shortstop Willits. And that is the 3rd hit of the game for the second baseman, Jaden Jones, today.
Yeah, got 3 singles, got a good pitch. Just wore him out on the first pitch, sitting dead red fastball, and didn't miss it.
He's 4 out of 5 in 2 games in Norman. He'll want to come back soon. Looks like we got a pinch hitter in the cleanup spot. It will be Jesse Herrera, utility player, 5'8", 185 pounds. He's out of San Antonio, came through New Mexico Junior College, and he's a left-handed batter. So with the leadoff man aboard, the Tigers pinch hit. Flores had been 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout, and now Herrera hits for him. Throw over first by Jason Bowden. And the right-hander deals one on the outside corner at 94. 0-1. Bowden's 0-1, hit him. Looked like in the back of his right leg, kind of turned inward and took that pitch on his right calf. Now trouble.
Yeah, he just turned into it, let the ball hit him, make a little turn to kind of show you're making an effort to get out of the way.
3 2/3 innings pitched for Bowden. It's the first batter he's hit this year. There is activity out of the bullpen. Sooners again lead 5-0, top of the 8th inning. Evan Jobert, the left fielder, will be the batter. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in this one. Pulls this one past the diving third baseman Willis. It's out into left field. Jones is going to be waved home. He will score. It's an RBI single by Evan Jobert to get Texas Southern on the board. It's their first run of the game, and it comes in the bottom or the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, he just found a hole there. That ball got in on him. He got jammed pretty good. Ball just found a way to get in the outfield.
Still nobody out, and a run chased in. And now the potential tying run comes to the on-deck circle for the Tigers, who I think are going to pinch hit. Head coach Michael Robertson is out of the dugout and giving this change to Brandon Meisen, our home plate umpire. While he does this, we got a chance to run down scores from around the SEC presented by Air Comfort Solutions. Already 2 finals in. Georgia beats Georgia State. 6th-ranked Bulldogs win that one 6-3. So the Bulldogs are now 9-1. Kentucky with an 8-2 win over Morehead State. And you've got 8th-ranked Florida on top of North Florida, 1-0. They're in the bottom of the 3rd. Dallas Baptist at LSU a little bit later on, and then this game. First pitch is in there. Pinch hitter is Dalen Carlton. He's batting for the first baseman, Trejo. And Carlton takes a strike. It's 0-2. Runners at first and second. Bouncing ball up the middle. Willits, the shortstop, fields it right at the bag. Steps on the bag. Fires to first. It's a double play. So the Sooners get 2 quick ones and exactly what Jason Bowden needed. And That Sooner Double Play is brought to you by Oklahoma Career Tech, preparing Oklahomans to succeed in the workplace, in education, and in life. Almost tailor-made for the shortstop there.
Yeah, good play. I wasn't sure if it was going to be hit hard enough for Willits to be able to wait on the ball on top of the bag and still be able to throw it to first, but he had plenty of time. And the ball right to him. He just standing on top of the bag, made a quick exchange, and a good throw to first.
So the runner at third is Herrera, and another pinch hitter, Miguel Morales, will pinch hit for the right fielder, Legendre. 2 down, a runner at third. Sooners lead 5-1 in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch misses to Morales, and it's now 2-0. That's a fastball at 93. Legendre had been 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts before being pinch hit for here. Morales flares this one, and it's fair down the left field line. Into foul ground, down the left field line it goes. It chases in Herrera with the second run of the inning, and it's an RBI double for the pinch hitter Miguel Morales to make it 5-2 Sooners. For Morales, that is his 5th RBI, his first double of the year. And so 2 runs across on 3 hits here in the 8th.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad of a pitch. Got in on him. He was just able to, like you said, flare it down the line over Dawson Willis's head and just threw it out there perfect.
Now it looks like we may have a pinch runner. We will. Carl Sullivan will pinch run at second base for Morales. Job well done by Miguel Morales, delivering the second run of the inning. Now we're going to see another pinch hitter here. Yes. Nope. We're just signaling the pinch runner. And Elijah Rodriguez, who has 2 hits, will bat for himself in the number 8 spot. 2 runs on 3 hits here in the frame to get the Tigers back within 3. You said it a couple of times, Rich. A couple of these balls have not been hit all that hard, but in the right spot. Ground ball in the hole at short. Base hit into left field by Rodriguez. Around third comes Herrera. The throw home is dropped by Carmichael, and the runner is safe. So an RBI single by Rodriguez makes it 5-3. And Elijah Rodriguez, who has 3 hits in this game, moves up to second on the throw to the plate.
Yeah, throw by Gamble to short hop Carmichael. If he makes it a big hop or can get it there in the air, he probably would have thrown him out by 5 or 10 feet. The ball beat him, but Carmichael couldn't scoop it, and especially with it's hard to do with the catcher's glove and get back to the home plate for a tag.
So Elijah Rodriguez drives in his first run of the game. 3 runs across in the inning, and it's not over yet. 4 hits, and Kelton Phillips, the number 9 batter, is due up, the center fielder. Runner at second. This one back up the middle. Long run over by Willits. He can't get there. Instead, it'll be the second baseman, Branch, who fields it. It'll be an infield hit. The throw comes in. Carmichael, the catcher, got it, and then he rifled one down to third that nearly got away. So it's going to be an infield hit for Phillips. And runners at first and third. The tying run is aboard all of a sudden, and Skip Johnson's going to go to the bullpen. Things starting to come off the rails here for the Sooners and Jason Bowden. So Skip Johnson going to try to put an end to it. That's now 10 hits for Texas Southern. Once again, Branch did get there. That was really more like in shallow center field by the time he got it. And if that got through, that's another run, Rich.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, you know, like you said, it's just another one of those, just a jam job right over second base. And, you know, neither Willits or Branch could really get to it and have time to make a throw to first base for an out. That's just a tough outing for Bowden.
So the Sooners make a middle of the inning pitching change. We'll step aside for a brief timeout. So 5-3 Sooners now, but the tying run is aboard with 2 down in the 8th for Texas Southern. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Hey, Sooner fans, want to make the most of not only your game day, but every day? Norman Parks and Recreation has got you covered. With 68 beautiful parks all over Norman, there's always a place to have fun or connect with nature. Swim or shoot hoops at the Young Family Athletic Center. Take a walk at Ruby Grant. Hang out with friends at the Adult Wellness Center or tee off at Westwood. And don't forget to make a splash at the Westwood Family Aquatic Center. Follow us on social at Norman OK Parks to explore all we have to offer. Norman Parks and Recreation, where Norman plays.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Pitching change here, presented by CertaPro Painters. Are you looking to make a change in your home? The professionals at CertaPro Painters can help. Mention this ad and get 10% off your interior or exterior painting from CertaPro Painters. Call 405-990-8521. With Rich Hills, Chad McKee, and things starting to come off the rails for the Sooners. Tough outing there for Jason Bowden, 2/3 of an inning, responsible for 3 runs on 5 hits, and the 2 base runners will be his responsibility as well. And we will see Jaden Barfield enter now in this situation, just his second appearance. And how about this spot? Try to protect this 2-run lead and keep your team unbeaten, Rich.
Yeah, and, as a freshman, it's good for these guys to get in these kind of situations early in the season, just to kind of see what they have.
And we'll see another pinch hitter in the leadoff spot. It'll be Damian Garcia, freshman from San Luis, Arizona, came through Cochise Community College. Bats for the leadoff man, Lazo, who had a walk and was 0 for 3 in this game. And it's a first pitch strike for Jaden Barfield.
Yeah, best pitch in baseball, strike 1.
Amen. Runners at first and third. This one fouled back, fastball about 89 miles per hour from Jaden Barfield. 6th pitcher for the Sooners today. Pearland, Texas freshman lefty. Misses outside, backhanded by Carmichael. It is Rodriguez down at third. Kelton Phillips is the runner at first base. Damian Garcia, the 8th batter of the 8th inning. Waves through that one, a swinging strike 3. Inning over. So Jaden Barfield gets the strikeout to put out the fire, and the Sooners maintain a 2-run lead. It is 5-3 Oklahoma on top. Sooner Baseball brought to you by our OU Community Cornerstone partners, Fowler Auto Group. The professionals at CertaPro Painters can help. Mention this ad and get 10% off your interior or exterior painting from CertaPro Painters. Call 405-990-8521. Batters 9, 1, and 2 due up for the Sooners here. Willis, Walk, and Willits. The W's. Willis, Walk, Willits. Many W's in this lineup, as there are towns with W's in the state of Oklahoma, as this is bunted foul by Dawson Willis. I know you're a Cali guy, but you've been in Oklahoma a long time. You ever noticed how many W towns there are?
There are a lot.
Watonga, Waletka, Watumba, Wynnewood, Weatherford, Wagner, Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, we could keep naming them. Dawson Willis is 0 for 1 in this game. Was hit by a pitch back in the 6th inning. He factored into the first run scored. Hit a ground ball to the shortstop and scored Kyle Branch. 0-1 outside from Medina, pitcher number 5 used by Texas Southern today. Michael Robertson, the 2024 SWAC Coach of the Year. Been to the NCAA tournament 3 times in his tenure. The last time was 2018. And that pitch misses a little bit outside to Willis. 6 runs driven in for the junior third baseman. Two-one bunted. Pretty good one. Only play is by the third baseman Flores, but we won't be able to make a throw. Barehanded that one, and Willis just runs too well. It's a bunt base hit for the Sooner third baseman to start the 8th inning.
Yeah, good drag by Willis, and that wasn't even a great bunt, but with his speed, it just has to be okay. He ended up beating that out. Third baseman probably playing a little too deep for a guy that can run like Willis.
And so here is Jason Walk. Right-hander to left-hander. Walk's been on base 3 times today. 2 singles and a walk. He flied out to the right fielder Legendre at the time, back in the 6th inning. This pitch up and away, more of a pitch out.
Yeah, it was a pitch out.
And a snap throw down by the catcher Rodriguez is not in time. Walk has that stance that's become familiar, stance and then bat preparation, where he kind of leans back and the bat is almost pointing down at the ground behind his back. There's a strike and it's 1-1. Remember, he was using that pencil bat to start his career last year?
It broke.
Medina throws over to first, and Willis lunges back in time. Willis stole a base back in the 2nd. 2 for 2 in the stolen base department. Bunt base hit for him here in the inning. Walk takes up and away, and it's 2-1. These are those situations, Rich, that as the season goes along, that are going to be so critical. Get into conference play. Can you separate, put games away?
Right. Yeah. And that's something you got to, you learn how to do. It ends up.
There goes Willis, and the throw not nearly in time. It was a perfect pitch to throw, and Willis had such a huge jump. Has his 2nd stolen base of the game and 3rd of the season, but you can do things like this in late game situations.
Yeah, and try to, like you said, try to separate yourself, and you also have to learn how to play in close games. Not only one like this, a 1-2 run game, but to be able to add on and, like you said, separate yourself.
The 2-2 for Walk. Pulled toward first. That'll move the runner along. Underhanded flip by the first baseman to Medina, the pitcher, covering to get the out. And it's just like a sacrifice.
Yeah, and that's a good thing about being a left-handed hitter. Situational hitting is almost always to the right side of the field. Get a guy from 2nd to 3rd. All you do is look for something to pull. You can get him over.
So it is a runner at 3rd with 1 away, and Jackson Willits will be the Sooner batter. Looking for his first hit of the game. He did walk and score a run in the 5th inning, though. He is lined to right, fly to center, popped up to second base. Infield is in, and Jackson takes a big hack at that one. Fouls it to the top of the back screen over on the left side of home plate. 258 hitter, 3 home runs, 9 runs driven in. Sooners lead 5-3, bottom of the 8th inning. Willits pulls this one toward the Texas Southern dugout on the first base side. So it is 0-2 to the Sooner shortstop. Dawson Willis leads down the line at 3rd. Jackson Willits fouls this one up first base way. 5 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Sooners. They've left 9 men stranded. Tigers, 3 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. They've left 10 men. 0-2 pitch inside. Watching this defensive alignment as Texas Southern now has the shortstop, Bryce Hughes, shifted over onto the second base side. He wasn't there the first few pitches.
Yeah, that's, I remember right. You did that quite a bit last year with 2 strikes on left-handed hitters.
And the pitch misses up and in here to Jackson Willits. Trey Gamble is on deck with 1 out here in the Sooner half of the 8th inning. Oklahoma won yesterday 15-4. Sooners are 7-0, their best start since 2013 when they started 10-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Willits backs out of the way of that one. So it was 0-2. And one of these scrappy type of Jackson Willits at bats. Now the 3-2, roped toward the Texas Southern dugout. Really, you would say the big hit of this game was by Dayton Taki.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that double and RBI, kind of put them one more run ahead.
Right now, that's the lead run. In fact, it made it 4-0. And it's now 5-3 Sooners. Another payoff pitch, breaking pitch called, strike 3 on the inside edge. Willits kind of backed out of the way of that one. Not real happy about that call from Brandon Meisen, the plate umpire, but it is out number 2.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It was close, but, in those situations, you can't leave it in the umpire's hands.
So with Willis now at third and 2 down, the batter is Trey Gamble. But first, Brandon Meisen, the plate umpire, says it's an intentional walk to Trey Gamble. So the free pass given to Gamble to bring Easton Carmichael to the plate. Give me the reasoning behind that.
Probably just right on the right matchup, be my only guess.
Interesting. So you walk a guy to get to another guy that was a first-team All-American last year. Here's Carmichael. Easton hitless on the day. First pitch, breaking pitch is down and away. Sooners got a run on a fielder's choice ground ball in the second. Infield hit in the 5th, and then kind of separated, including that double by Taki in the 7th. They led 5-0. But a big top half of this inning by the Tigers. RBI singles by Jobert and Rodriguez. And Morales had an RBI double to tighten it up. 5-3 our score. Sooners at first and third and 2 down. Carmichael swings through that one. Oh for 4 today is Easton. It's this one in the air toward right field. Long run for the right fielder, and he will not get there. It won't matter because it lands about 2 feet foul. That is Villalobos now out there. He's replaced Legendre. A lot of pinch hitters and pinch runners and defensive changes for Texas Southern. One and 2 to Easton Carmichael. 2 down, Sooners at the corners. There goes the runner from first. It's hit off the end of the bat towards center field, and now over into right center is Phillips. He chases it down, and the inning is over. Sooners leave 2. We'll go to the 9th inning. Oklahoma trying to move to 8-0. They lead Texas Southern 5-3. This is Sooner baseball from Learfield.
Coach Stoops here. Join me every week on The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. Monday morning at 7.
Forget Sooner men's basketball hosting Kentucky tonight. Toby Rowland, Kevin Henry will have pregame coverage starting at 7:30 from just across the street at the Lloyd Noble Center. And tip-off set for 8 o'clock. Kentucky's first ever visit to the Lloyd Noble Center. Bryce Hughes will lead things off here for Texas Southern, the number 2 batting shortstop. First pitch back up the middle. It bounds into center field, and the tying run is going to come to the plate in the 9th for the Tigers. Bryce Hughes has his second hit. It's the 3rd time he's been on base today.
Number 2, Jaden Jones.
And the batter will be Jaden Jones. He's got 3 hits in the number 3 spot in the lineup. 2 hits yesterday. 5 hits in this 2-game series. And Barfield's first pitch is a strike. Jaden Barfield is the 6th Sooner pitcher employed. Landon Victorian, Bo Sampson, Michael Catalano, Jamie Hitt, Jason Bowden, and now Jaden Barfield. His 0-1 pitch, bouncing ball. Let it go. And that's fair. Picked up by Willis. Inside the bag at third. Everybody will be safe. And now the tying run is aboard. The lead run comes to the plate with nobody out in the 9th inning. An infield hit by Jaden Jones is his 4th hit of the game.
Yeah, that's just tough luck on that. You know, fooled him, got him out front, just hit a little soft ground ball to Willis. Didn't really have a play on the ball.
Yeah, not much Willis could do. I think if he lets it roll, it's going to be fair anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking let it roll first, but where he caught it, I think it still would have been fair.
Ryan Melendez is going to pinch hit. He's the 3rd man to bat in the cleanup spot today. Right-handed batter. Sooners in at the corners. And this one is hit pretty well, but foul out of play over the first base side. So no bunt. They elect not to move the runners up. Surprised?
Kind of surprised me there. I thought for sure he'd be bunting.
Jesse Herrera batted in this spot in the 8th inning. He got hit by a pitch and scored a run. And now it is Melendez taking strike 2. So a foul ball and then taking a strike, not bunting on either pitch with runners at first and second base. Tying run is aboard, and they elect not to try to move him up. Barfield's 0-2. Rifled toward right. Christensen has a beat on it. He'll make the catch. The runners will tag, and the lead runner, Hughes, will advance from second to third. That's 1 out. And now it'll be runners at first and third with 1 away. So Bryce Hughes alertly tagging and advancing down the line. And Evan Jobert, the batter. Jobert had an RBI single as part of that 3-run 8th inning. And he gets a crack at it here. Jobert 1 for 4 with that single and a pair of strikeouts today. Barfield deals a little low and away. Once again, 1 down, 5-3 Oklahoma. Top of the 9th inning. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Jobert, .435 hitter. He's clubbed 2 home runs on the year. And this is back up the middle, and it glances off the glove of the diving Kyle Branch. A run is in. It's a 1-run ball game with 1 away in the 9th inning. Evan Jobert, his 2nd hit of the game. And Texas Southern has gotten to within a run. The Sooners, Skip Johnson, will go to the bullpen. Now the go-ahead run is aboard with 1 out. Things are tight in Norman. The Sooners going to the bullpen. 2 men aboard and a run home in the 9th inning with 1 away. Oklahoma leads 5-4. We will tell you about the new Sooner pitcher when we come back to L. Dale Mitchell Park. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
So, what'd you do this weekend?
Well, just took the Tacoma off-road, deep into the woods, got to this hidden campsite only it could reach.
Nice. I hooked up the boat to the Tundra and hit up the lake. Towed it like a pro. Had the whole lake to ourselves.
Hey, wait, did I mention I went rock climbing too? Uh-huh, yeah, thanks to the Tacoma's crawl control.
Well, sounds like we both had fun weekends.
Mine was better.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for all the fun. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for details.
At Brahms, we offer more than just burgers, shakes, and fries. We have an entire fresh market for your everyday grocery needs, from farm fresh milk to meats, freshly baked breads, and produce. We also carry a wide variety of our premium ice cream, frozen yogurt, and sherbet. And with Brahms delivery trucks running 7 days a week, our items are always fresh. Stop by your neighborhood Brahms Fresh Market for an incredibly fast, incredibly convenient grocery shopping experience, so you can spend more time on things that matter most.
Well, Skip Johnson and the Sooners trying to slam the door. Texas Southern gets within a run. They have 2 men aboard and only 1 out in the 9th inning. And to the bullpen, he will go for the very reliable Dylan Crooks, the senior out of Euless, Texas, and Paris Junior College. Drafted in the 4th round was his brother Jimmy. You'll remember him on that very good Sooner team that advanced all the way to the College World Series final. And now Dylan has come on and been very good for 2 years already. Came through junior college there in Paris. This is his 2nd season as a Sooner. He pitched 3 scoreless innings in Oklahoma's win over second-ranked Virginia over the weekend down in Round Rock, and he's trying to slam the door here. It is Jobert at first. Jaden Jones, the tying run, is in scoring position at 2nd place. And pitching changes are brought to you by CertaPro Painters. Are you looking to make a change at your home? The professionals at CertaPro Painters can help. Mention this ad and get 10% off your interior or exterior painting from CertaPro Painters. Call 405-990-8521. Dylan Crooks is used to situations like this, Rich, and he needs to what he oftentimes does.
Yeah, this is his role on this team, and he needs to take control of it, and I think he already has. Like you said, his game against Virginia, the 3 innings, but this is what you have him out there for, and you have guys like this that you can rely on all year long. It's huge for your ball club.
And he will face a pinch hitter here. In the number 5 spot, it'll be Nate Lopez. He's the 3rd man to bat in this spot. Trejo started, then Carlton, and now Lopez. So Dylan Crooks, the right-hander, ready to go with 1 out, 2 men aboard. Oklahoma leading 5-4 in the top of the 9th inning. Stretches and delivers, and a foul ball back to the back screen. Dylan Crooks, when he comes set, his front foot is really pointing almost toward the Oklahoma dugout on the first base side, and his back is nearly to the hitter.
Yeah, he's really closed.
0-1 the count, and there is strike 2. That was nasty. What was that pitch? I don't want any part of that.
That was a slider. Like I said, you have a good closer. You got a chance to win these 1-run games. Bring them in tight situations.
0-2 on Nate Lopez. Fastball outside. Did he go? They appeal down to Mark Anthony Edwards, the first base umpire, who says no swing. And the count is 1-2. Just the 2nd game of the year for Lopez. He's 0 for 1 at the plate this year. Down to the count 1-2 against Dylan Crooks. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3. The Sooners are 1 out away from an 8-0 start.
Yeah, another good off-speed pitch by Crooks there. Easton's looking in to see if they want him to throw through to second or lead runner if they run.
That is the 10th strikeout for Sooner pitching today. Runners at first and second. Jose Villalobos, who's come on in right field as the batter. He takes an off-speed pitch for a strike. We saw Miguel Morales pinch hit in this spot. He doubled home a run. But then he got pinch hit for by pinch run for by Sullivan, and now Villalobos. And Crooks fires a fastball down the middle at 94 miles an hour. The Sooners are one strike away. Dylan Crooks comes with the go-ahead run at first base and only one out. He gets a strikeout of Lopez. Now Villalobos is down 0-2, and Crooks misses a little bit low and away. Working quickly, the right-hander readies. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and the Sooners win it. Dylan Crooks comes on and strikes out the final two batters of the game. The Sooners win it 5-4. It was a fun one that got a little tricky late, Rich. What'd you think about it?
Yeah, it was a good game. Like I said, we got in a tough situation. Bowden had a little bit of a rough outing, but that's what Crooks does. Offense wasn't there. They hit way too many fly balls today. We talked about it all day long. I think they had 12 fly balls out of the 24 outs that they had. And that's too many when the wind's blowing in, but that's why you have a guy like Crooks come in and just shut things down.
Sooners win it 5-4. The Brahms post-game show is coming up next. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Whether you're celebrating a special occasion,